Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Ace Attorney Investigations. Today, we're going to attempt to finish the first game. Did I ever save that data? I didn't. That's fine. Alright, hold on. Okay, cool. I went to go get one of the achievements earlier, and I just got lazy and stopped doing it, so I had to check to see if that saved the state or not. So now we know who the aggressor really was. And yet, there remains much of this case that needs to be resolved. Like how the weapons cross country lines, for example. Two countries have incredibly strict security systems and entry procedures. Short of a miracle, it's impossible for someone to have smuggled them in. Smuggling them in, huh? We'll need to open a new line of investigation on just this aspect alone. Before we do, I'd like to go through my evidence one more. The surveillance has been rude. It's been rearranged. Hey, Munchlax, how you doing? Hey, there's a VCR here, sir. I'm gonna see what's on that tape detective bag gave us. Piece of evidence from the KJ incident. Been from sight for 10 long years. Just know this is related to the current case somehow. Detective Chief, you could please play the tape for us. Finishing today? That's the goal. Sure thing, sir. So we can start game 2 next week. Oh, there's the autograph stuff. This man, it's Manny Kuchin. And he's holding a knife in his hand. This looks like footage from a security camera at the entrance to the apartment building. Apartment building? How do you figure that? Unlike you, I see you read the summary file on the KJ incident. The crime scene was the victim's own apartment. So this footage was shot at the entrance to the victim's own apartment building. Ad break. So let me go through some stuff. Got rid of all the evidence we did need. We got Yadagrasu. Now we're trying to solve the double murder. Must be world record for getting an ad. I have it set so that it's because I start pretty much immediately because I don't really have much of a following. But the an ad will play in the first minute, so that way when everything actually starts, there's no breaks. So I'm not getting an ad during an important scene or anything. Personally, I wouldn't have ads at all, but I am forced to have them. So I do what I can to get them out of the way. I wonder why we kept this. Fireplace wall, the wire, videotape. I will definitely have to take a little bit getting back into it because it's been almost 2 weeks pretty much, but we should have this. I wonder why we still have the samurai dogs. Sadly, he is a friend from grade school. Alright, welcome back. At the trial, Mr. Farley claimed this piece of footage existed. However, there was literally no ad? What? That's funny. Well, that's good to know, at least. However, no one could find it. Yes. Somehow, he was able to... Someone was able to steal it and hide from Ernest Mono. Let's see how this would have been a definitive piece, and why someone would to hide it. It's a piece of evidence from 10-year-old case. There's no way it's related to this case we're working on now, sir. Actually, I believe it has everything to do with this case we're working on now. Ringleader even went as far as to use Mr. Postman to retrieve it. Which means that this video allows a very inconvenient bit of footage for the ringleader. Where? Wait, what was that? You have 63k points right now, by the way? Yeah, do you have any ideas for like a good redeem? Huh? What you just played now? Please show it to me again. This car. This thing cannot overlook. What is that, sir? Look here, Detective Grimshaw.
Take that!
This is the national flag of the Principality of Philadelphia. Because it has the national flag on it, it knows it's being an official government car. The question we should be asking ourselves is, what was a government car doing there? Miss Von Carmen, Mr. Edgeworth. So you were here all this time. Hello, old man. Ambassador Alba. Thank you very much for continuing the investigation even this time of night. If only I was even a tiny bit more careful. This tragedy would have never have happened. I truly am sorry. This wasn't your fault. It's nothing to do with how careful you were. You did, Perseus. You couldn't chase after a simple thief. Now then, let's get down to the real reason why I came looking for the two of you. I'd like you to put the investigation on hold for a while. Can you do that? Excuse me? I heard you were brought into the thief that turned this MC upside down. We are in the middle of an event celebrating our country's reconciliation. We can't exactly have the police and detectives walking around here forever. You're scaring the hose away. So I hope you can understand how I feel. We must finish our investigation and resolve the remaining issues. Why don't we leave the rest of the Albastine and Balbali's place? Ambassador, we were so close. Just a little more and... Miss Von Karma, I'm afraid I have made up my mind. And without my permission, you can't proceed with your investigation anyway, right? That's true, however... By the way, we've met like nobody this case. Other than an old guy. Everyone else we've like seen before. And also the whoever the fuck this guy is. As he said at the very beginning, Surrey can be considered to be an Albastian soil. In which case, we are nothing but foreigners in their land. It's really where our investigation ends. Oh, Shifu! We found Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Shifu, this way. We never left the spot. Yeah. I got drink on my clothes, that's unfortunate. Hey, John Lang. Back on this scene rather quickly. Got laid back and took a break. Was this into my brain, Mr. Prosecutor? Agent Lang, why have you returned? Because I have to solve this case no matter what. Well, I'm sorry to inform you. And don't take this the wrong way. I don't suspect you personally. However, a member of Interpol was just found to be a thief, and so... And there's these some room because I wish you to put your investigation on hold. After all, I believe our own police could handle things from here. They're quite capable. At this rate, investigation really will come to a close. Ambassador Alba, I get it now. I really do. Oh, I'm very glad you understand how I feel. No, not that. What I was talking about is... I know who the killer's behind tonight murder. You know? The... killer? Do you really mean that, Agent Lang? Fools don't lie. Then who was it? Well, let me first say that I'm not talking about Mr. Kojin's murder. Or was all she not? Lang Z says, the truth lies not at the exit, but rather shines outside the maze itself. The truth is unexpectedly simple. So let me ask you this. Who do you think was Damask Set 2's killer? I'll tell you who. It was you, Princess Gavon. Aww. Lang was the killer. Hey, wait, that's impossible. Yeah. Although, the whip is actually quite... Meow. Hold your tongue, and that ludicrous remark you were about to make. Agent Lang, you seriously accusing her of murder? Yeah, I am. She doesn't appear to be joking. Hey, sis, remember that just before I met her elbow went to give a speech? He called you into his office, right? Yes, he did. What does that have to do with anything? I'm getting to that. Furthermore, in order to solve both cases, you moved around them rather freely between Alabasta and Bravo, did you not?
Objection!
And where is your evidence that I am the killer? I'll just get into that. Trust me, I'll show you in due time. Professor Alba, in order for me to bring this case to a close, I'll need to inspect your office one more time. Do you grant me the permission? The things as they are, I suppose I don't have much of a choice, do I? Good. Let's move out. Oh, don't even think about running away, sis. My pack will be keeping a close eye on you. I'll bet your bottom dollar on that. So far as any reason to flee. Just so we're clear, your logic had better be sound. Because I'll accept nothing short of a perfect explanation. She seems rather upset, not that I blame her. I expected that you'd be upset nonetheless. But we'll see how long you can keep that nose of yours stuck up in the air like that.
Hold it!
Agent Lang, someone related to this case, I request that you allow me to take part, and so that I may clean up any of my superior's mess. I guess I should. The more the merrier, especially when it's the peanut gallery. Oh, in that case, I want to join in too. So I haven't seen what it looks like in Alabasta yet. You're like, hey, and you gotta let me in too, pal. Can't sit around and do nothing when Miss Von Karma's in trouble. Hey, Gummy, let's have a competition to see who can save her first, okay? Okay, to keep on that. Oh yeah, I'm fired up and ready to go. Alright, guys. Yeah, I might have missed that. What do you mean? What did you say wrong to? My bad for not reading that, by the way. This is a detective. I don't believe this is something you're supposed to be excited over. Sounds like this is going to get real interesting. Ambassador Alba, I'll be bringing these people along for the ride. Very well. I'd like you to keep in mind that this will be your last chance. I'll have this whole mess cleaned up before you know it. Let's go. I'm accusing Von Karma of being the murderer. Yeah, that is actually just a dog shit answer. Okay, now let's go first over the facts one more time. Penny Kojin's body was found over in the Secretariat's office in Babel. The weapon he took his life was one of Albasta's ornamental knives. And then, the body of Damascus II, Mr. Kashinu, was found here in Alabasta and Ambassador's office. Through investigation, we found that the murder weapon was this primitive statue. And that was actually the Babel statue. In this case, no matter how I look at it, sis, if it wasn't you, then there's no one else who could have pulled this off. I mean, given how new people we have, make a really good guess on who the murderer is.
Objection!
It has to be someone who could travel between both soils and also, like, you know, in motive. If anyone points to it, there's only two people it could point to. It's Paulino, who I don't think it is, or this old fuck. Agent Lang, do you understand the full implication of what you're saying? Of course I do, sis. I'm serious. You were the one on the trail of smuggling ring. You want evidence you find. And so while people were distracted by the autograph disappearance, you snuck in here. That's when you two ran into each other. You and the other people took advantage of the confusion and fire.
Objection!
Even if all that were true, how do you explain the movement of the weapons? Don't worry, I plan to show that you're the culprit behind that too. You get permission to investigate both investigators at will. With that kind of free reign, you could have easily taken the weapons across country lines. Hey now. Oh my god, he grabbed the whip. Look, sis, I thought I already told you, I'm not messing around here. This case isn't directly tied to the smuggling ring. But she now certainly is tied to the smuggling ring. He is right in saying that she's a member of the smuggling ring. However, the connection between this case and that ring... could it not be deeper than what any of us can imagine? Let's get this ridiculous circus over with already. Francisca, you need to calm down. You only know the facts of the Albastian side of the case. I don't believe you can see the case as a whole. Therefore, solve it. What? But don't worry, I am taking this seriously as well, and I'll prove your innocence. That's the only way to be, Mr. Prosecutor. Can you come up with anything else that can top my hypothesis? Of course, the explanation has to solve the mystery of the moving weapons as well. Of course, and I will. Let us now delve into the truth about the murder of Damas II. You do understand that, don't you, Mr. Miles Edgeworth? This isn't just a confrontation against Ancient Lang. If you can't figure out how the murder of Damas II is related to the smuggling ring, then that will mean the end of our investigation. As long as I have no good confront coming to the office, then the best I can do is walk with this tin pec rope and see what I can do. Come on, Mr. Prosecutor, let's get started. Yes, let's. One of the Albastian knives were used in Babel to murder Michikogen. The murder weapon in the killing of Damas II is Babel's primitive statue. Somehow, these two objects were able to penetrate the two countries' impenetrable security. The only one who traversed the two countries is just before and after the crimes was you. Wasn't there also, the Steel Samurai? So as long as I can't explain how the weapons moved about, this is remain as a suspect. You got it, Mr. Prosecutor. So why don't you stop giving me a hard time? Under these circumstances, who the heck can carry a weapon across country lines? How about I create every possibility? Well, there's only one that's plausible. Your boss. I mean, no, there's definitely another way. I just want to see how it's possible. It's fair. But this is also Ace Attorney we're talking about. Whatever is impossible is definitely possible. Agent Lang, what I've learned from you just now is that you've lost sight of yourself. What are you talking about? You're focusing too intently on which side is in front of us. We become too blind to the truth. Don't tell me Lang Z never said anything about that effect. You prosecutor. Who do you think you are speaking about Lang Z's proverbs like that? I don't need his proverbs. Because my words are all you need to see the truth.
Hold it!
I can clear this nice palace over country lines. Good, that's not the only thing I did. Mustn't forget about the other weapon. The knife wasn't the only one.
Hold it!
So you're saying that the Pomnic statue was also brought over by Francisca? Like I told you before, that's the only way it makes sense.
Hold it!
And how exactly did she bring it over? I haven't figured that out yet. That's a rather weak statement considering how sure you are. Maybe, but there's only one thing I do know for sure.
Hold it!
Impenetrable? I should hardly think so. You've seen the top of the wall between the two countries, right? Who in the world could cross over that? And I could climb over that thing with all that barbed wire. Only way to either of us use for the doors of the Theatrum Neutralis. It's the only way an impermanent statue to traverse the countries is through those security camera-equipped, well-guarded doors.
Hold it!
She's really the only person to travel between the two countries. According to the guards of both doors, she's the only one to go back and forth. Since there was an Albast when the anniversary showed, and then just before you guys found Mr. Coach's body, she entered Babel. We can assume that's when she brought the knife into Babel.
Objection!
And how do you explain the primitive statue? Haven't quite figured that out yet. However, the fact that the two weapons crossed the border proves that the killer must have crossed traveling lines. Crossed country lines. That was horrible right there. The only things that crossed the border were the primitive statue and the knife. Should hardly think that those are the only two items Agent Lang. Let's see. What also traveled country lines? Wonder why this has stars meaning. Only one who traveled to the countries for at the crimes is you. Can't use profiles, has to be these. Impenetrable security. So, if we're talking about how someone penetrated them, can't we talk about how the mask was able to get in there?
Objection!
Okay, yes. Wrong. So.
Hold it! Knuckle back!
Penetrable.
Hold it!
Only person.
Objection!
So it's an item, not just that. How about knife? Statue. Ah, yes. There's a third object.
Objection!
Agent Lang, those items are not the only two that crossed the border tonight. Oh. The mask too was also killed by Babam's. The mask the Psyking was killed by Babal's primitive statue, yes. If that's the case, then tell me, where did Albust's primitive statue go? To Bab. Oh. Precisely. And if the two statues really were switched, then this means that both statues were smuggled across the border at some point. Which means that a total of 3 items were smuggled across the embassies. I guess so. But you know what? Doesn't matter the number of items, and the sis was the only one who could have done it. Because the only person who went back and forth between Albus and Baba was her. Is that really true? Or does someone else travel between the two countries? Actually, there's definitely another person who paid a visit to both sides of the wall.
Objection!
Is that really so, Agent Lang? But at least it's been trying to flip your way out of this. Checked out what the guard said, along with the security camera's footage. I'm not going to overturn my hypothesis that easily.
Objection!
But suppose there's some other way other than to the theater doors. What other way? The other entity that managed to cross the border unharmed. If I point that out, it'll open up another possibility. Who do I hesitate to bring this out? As long as entity exists, the impossible road becomes a possibility. Let's get some clever idea in mind. I do, and I can show it to you through a single piece of evidence. Fine then. Let's see this piece of evidence that will show me this other route. The answer shows another way in between the two countries. Another way, huh? Surely it's not the wire, right? Mm-hmm. You know, this is just cloth. I don't. Surely that's not the answer, right? Wire than photographs was my.
Take that! Take that!
Okay, it really was this? Okay, that's funny. Agent Lang, I'm sure you're familiar with this unforgettable photo. Supernatural photo, like I said before. Humans can't fly. No, of course not. I understand perfectly well. And don't start claiming that she somehow got wings either. I wouldn't dream of claiming that. I won't allow you to take back what you said earlier. Say it again. It's not humanly possible to fly through the air without wings. So we have a good explanation for this, Mr. Prosecutor. Okay. How can I prove who was that flew through the air in this photo? Wait, it's not humanly possible. Eureka. Very well. You have an explanation. Sounds like you've got idea simmering inside that head of yours. Let's hear it. The face hidden within this photo's blurry, trailed shadow is. Is it a wire?
Take that! Not so fast!
So it has to be a person. Wait, hold on. Each real shape can only be this one thing. So it's obviously going that. Surely it's not a knife. So if humans can't fly, hmm, and they're heading towards Albest. It's also wet for some reason. Could it be that it was the pick? No, it can't be, because the pick was found on the other side. Hmm. Yeah, it can't present a person, so it's definitely a thing. could be the statue. It's not the wires. It's some dirt on the tips. Oh, that shape is kind of suspiciously shaped like a statue. Hold on. So statues. And my brain's like, so we're in, currently we are in Albest, right? Yeah, we're in Albest, so we want the ball statue, right?
Take that!
This is the face behind the shadow.
Not the bat!
No? Okay. This is the other one. I guess I deduced that wrong when it says it. Is it this one? There, okay, it was that one. Oh, because this one isn't burned. That's, yeah, that's... I was trying to figure out, I was like, hey, if this one's the real one... Yeah, that's a little my bad. I'm a little oopsie-daisy. Because it's the not burned one. Actually, the shadow's the third smuggled object, the Phoenix replica. You can't be serious. Yet aggressive, or rather, closely you dressed as Agent Shina was inside Bubble. She dressed the replica statue up and closed, and launched it through the air. Master Prosecutor, you left at a very crucial bit in your explanation. I know I did. She launched it through the air? And how exactly did she do that? He's literally burying his fangs at me. But he has a point. How exactly did it move through the air like that? This remains unsolved. We won't be able to move any closer to the truth. Which reminds me, didn't you say this earlier? Remember that just before Ambassador Elba went to give his speech, he called you into his office, right? So just before the murder, Francisco was called here into this very room. If that's the case, then there might be another avenue I can pursue. Agent Light, in order for me to answer that question, I will need to hear testimony from Miss Von Karma. Oh, what are you up to now, pretty boy? Really, you mentioned something of interest to me. You said that just before the murder occurred, Miss Von Karma had been in this room because of Ambassador Elba called for her. That's an illusion alone. You believe her to be the killer. Yeah, I guess I did say something like that. In that case, I believe it is my duty to ask her which side of the story is. You think she'd come up and tell us the honest truth? How dare you? So I've said numerous times, there's absolutely no proof that I am the killer. Miles Edgeworth, don't tell me you suspect me too. I don't. However, I can't ignore the fact that you were in this room at one point in time. Which is why I'd like to hear about it from you. Francisco, I feel I don't have enough information, which is why your testimony is incredibly important to the outcome of this case. Alright. So, what can we talk about? I'd like you to please spy your movements up to the you came into the room. Alright, let's try this your way for a change. But if what she says to us turns out to be a waste of time, I'll place her under arrest as you can how no. As you wish. I said earlier, I was assigned to my guard duty about seeing him missing. After I saw the steel samurai off on his way towards the ambassador's office, I returned to the Rose Garden for a bit and checked up on the security situation. After all the preparations were in place, I was called back by the ambassador Elba to his office. Francisca, I want to make this clear from the very beginning. So what I wish to confirm is that the only time span in which you were in this office was before the murder occurred. Is that correct? Yes, of course. See, for now, the only way I can see for us to break out of this situation is to ask Francisca about her testimony in more detail.
Hold it!
But your duty was, in fact, was to fact-find anything you could... Was to fact-find anything you could about the smuggling ring. Yes, that was my job. But upon hearing that the Yet-aggressor had sent a calling card to the embassy, Ambassador Alba called upon us to protect the embassy instead. The incident 7 years ago. Or have you forgotten what happened here back then? Anything related to that case we were involved in has been real painful for her. It's not exactly one I can readily forget myself. So I can remember the case after all. Of course I do. I did every location, every possible escape route, and every aspect of the police's security detail. I did all of that, and then, after that...
Hold it!
So you were at the theater as well? Yes, I suppose you were also there as well, watching that stage show? Well, yes. So Francisca was there. After the show was over and I saw the Steel Samurai,
Hold it!
how did you need to confirm the degree of the preparation for even the speech? For security's sake, of course. What other reason could I have had? No one knew just how the aggressor had planned on getting in, right? Yeah, I suppose you're right. And in the end, the aggressor did choose to appear in the Rose Garden, even if it did turn out to be nothing more than a shadow. Ugh. Who would have thought that she would use a shadow? Excuse me? Calm down, Francisco. She must still be nursing a grudge over the fact she couldn't figure out herself. Anyway, there's no one in the Rose Garden. We were aware that the speech was set to start soon thereafter.
Hold it!
At the time, Domestic's II's body had yet to be found in this room, correct? That's right. But Ambassador Alba was here. One could hardly miss his rather large presence. Criminal will say anything to get gang arrested. I know you're not lying. Well, if you need proof, I'd be happy to oblige you. Seriously? Like I keep telling you. When I arrived at this office, Ambassador Alba was already here. He was sitting by the flower box in the windowsill, watering his plants. I can attest to that. I remember speaking with the lovely lady around that time in my office. Alright then. Add that statement to your testimony, let's hear some details. So Ambassador Alba was in this room at that time, was he?
Hold it!
For the sake of being thorough, I'd like to ask you something. How did you know that Ambassador Alba was watering his plants at the windowsill? What do you mean by that? The entrance to this room is on this side, however, the entrance is on the opposite side. You say it's true. When you enter the room, his body would have been like a wall. He would have been blocking your view of what he was doing. Is that not correct? I suppose there was a bit of hard to see around him. But fortunately for me, Ambassador Alba is not an immovable wall. I knocked before I entered, and as I did, he turned around to greet me, with a watering can in his hand. So it's only natural to believe that he was watering his plants, right? I suppose. After his greeting, he spent a little time talking about his flowers. He'd obtained them himself and is growing them with the utmost care, you know? Yes. The plants in this room, they're all like my children. Passion flowers in the room flower box and the windowsill are growing beautifully too. All 4 of them are in full bloom. 4? 4? Miss Von Karma, what did you say just now? Said that the flowers are growing beautifully. But Westman, do you not understand? Do I not understand? Do you not understand why a certain thing is the way it is? I'd like you to append that statement in your testimony. Very well.
Hold it!
I'd like to confirm this with you one more time. There were 4 passion flowers in bloom in that box, correct? Yes. I should hardly think they cannot miscount such an eye-catching flowers. There must be a deeper meaning to this statement. It appears I must take a gamble on its meaning to make any progress. The Midtech statues were already switched by the time the murder happened. In light of that fact, the specific saw in this room before the crime. It's incredible importance. You said you saw a 4. You said you saw a 4. Francisca, for some odd reason, your testimony contradicts with this piece of evidence. It does appear that way. I knew it. No, we couldn't trust your word, sis. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you doing discrediting Miss Von Karma like this? Yes, sir. If you keep this up, you're gonna get taken away, sir. Eek! All I've done is state like Saul. I've not made a single mistake in my testimony. For this, I am still under suspicion for murder. The number of flowers really all that important for this juncture, Miles. At the very least, there's a contradiction in this enigmatic case. One that I find hard to dismiss as irrelevant. Ha! Let's hear it, Mr. Prosecutor. What does the number of the flowers have to do with this anything? Disapprove. I believe the answer can clear if we examine the flower box. How did this country come about? Must be something behind this discrepancy. But they're my beloved flowers. We grown them with most care. So I ask that you please be gentle with them as you examine them, Mr. Edgeworth. I understand. This patch of soil looks as though it has something removed from it. What do you do, Mr. Prosecutor? How'd you climb up all of a sudden? I'm still here waiting for an explanation, you know. As you know, Agent Lang, flowers are best appreciated in silence. Looks like the two things are pulled out of this flower box. The name of these flowers, I believe they were called passion flowers. But being called flowers, they're actually a species of vine. They're really growing well, and are well supported by these plant supports. Yeah, but no matter how I look at it, it looks like there are two to me. You realize, don't you, sis? Your little lie has failed you. Miles Edgeworth, hurry up and shut this man up for me already. Suppose I'll need to use some evidence to shut him up, won't I? Not yet. Modern Kane's rapid, robust design. Mr. What are you telling us stuff we can already clearly see from ourselves? Plus, if you keep wasting time talking about that, Miss Von Karma's gonna get arrested. Ugh. I believe I just have a piece of evidence you require. Oh, you do you? There's such confidence in your face and your current plight. What the hell you got last at the end? You're like a wolf, Agent Lang. When will we see if you have any bite to back that up at the park if you see the evidence? Proof of the passion flowers reveal can be seen in this piece of evidence. Whoa, wait a second. Are these hairpins?
Take that!
Yeah, they are. I see them. Sheena, who was supposedly in bubble the entire time, had these hair sticks on her. Look exactly these plant supports in this flower box. In other words, I believe it can be said that these hair sticks are in actuality support sticks for the passion flowers. And so what? It's surely all that important to the case. Of course it is. It means that we found yet another item that was smuggled between the countries tonight. But yeah. Think about it logically, Agent Lang. These sticks were originally in Belfast, but somehow they wound up in Sheena's hands, who was in Belfast the whole night. Expect a mistake. These sticks were smuggled somehow, just like the knife and statue. Very well then. I want to hear from you exactly how they wound up in Belbo. How did these support sticks find their way to Babylon, and why? Must be some reason as to why they ended up here. Ah, so that's why. Agent Lang, if you could please take a look at this and tell me its shape. It's another stick, isn't it? So it is. But the shape of the support stick is what's important. For when they are used with something in this room, that's when it all comes into focus. And the object that completes the picture when used with support sticks is...
Eureka!
Support sticks. The crossbow?
Eureka!
That's a crossbow. Wait, you're not necessarily suggesting I am. These hair sticks, or rather, plant support sticks, they make for perfect arrows. Oh yeah. I've done it. So I found the common thread that supports the two offices. This thread is yet to be completely entangled. Even using the arrows, that's the thing that the statues are transported. Furthermore, who could have been that part of these sticks' arrows? There must be a common thread that ties all these together. Is this where the wire comes in? Mr. Prosecutor, hold up a second. You do realize what happens when you tie a statue to an arrow, right? They don't fly at all. Suppose my statue is draped in the autograph's closed and then shot over here. Even if you fire the arrows from this side, they wouldn't go far if a statue tied to them. I don't think we need to tell you that the primary statues are then sprout wings. You're really sceptral, aren't you? Makes statue didn't sprout wings. Of course they didn't. How do you understand? I feel much better already. I was afraid for a second you were unaware of the crucial fact. So much crucial because you went under belief that wings are necessary for this equation. But you need to be free yourself a mite more and let it fly like a bird in the wind. The primary statues flew, but not on a wing. Allow me a bit of your time, and I'll explain this mystery of Shinnomine for you.
Hold it!
But that incredible scene just happened. It just happened to have been caught on film, resulting in this photo. What a incredible scene it was. This photo was taken by a freelance photojournalist, right? Yes, so I hear. Not every photojournalist is known to be honest, right? Especially not the ones that sell photos of spirits and giant creatures in tabloids. Yes, I know what you mean. I've seen all those sorts of photos many times in court. There have been at times when those photos have turned out to be telling the truth. If you had ever stood in court of law, you'd know this is entirely plausible. Huh, you really believe the stuff you're spewing right now. Courtroom certainly is a strange place. You say it's true. But there really is something odd about that photo, no matter look at it.
Hold it!
Well, we are in agreement that the arrow by itself was put each other's side, correct? Just the arrow by itself is pretty meaningless, don't you think, Mr. Prosecutor? Because the thing that they wanted to smuggle was a lot bigger than nothing. No, it's not even slightly true. But which I need right now is not further discussion of my conclusions, the launching of my conclusions. Well, the shooter wanted to launch the crossbows, not the statues themselves. Rather, something a crossbow that can launch that can be used to move the statues. The wire?
Hold it!
Then the crossbow launch. Don't let me to show you the answer. Well, come on then, show what you got. But I warn you, I know when you're just bluffing. Oh, I don't have this in the matter.
Take that!
Finally, we have reached this point in our discussion. I represent to you that which was carried the arrow for the crossbow. You get it now, Mr. Prosecutor. What's exactly trying to say? You're saying the wire is tied to an arrow and then shot the Cushion's office. All the way from the 5th floor of the Albastian Embassy down to the 3rd floor of the Balby's Embassy. What you're claiming is really what happened. I can see how Albastian's primitive statue could be moved. Gravity could be used to move the statue down the wire from the 5th to the 3rd floor. But then, what about Babalek's primitive statue? The direction on this photo is clearly flying away from Babel. Going the opposite way of gravity from the 3rd floor embassy to the 5th floor of the Albastian Embassy. Please explain that. Aha. I think I finally see how the gears behind this whole trick work. Agent Ling, the motion behind this whole trick. Perhaps you have yet to envision it or how it works in your head. Motion? What motion? Let me make sure I'm not going crazy here. So, spinning, swinging, or a bungee. I think it'd have to be bungee. I bet a bungee is employed. Bungee action. Assume that wire to the bungee cord and the statue was hauled up. It's a simple way of putting it, but yes. Ha! You think about the weight of the statue at all? Think solid gold. What about that thing you reached the office window? The wire was snapped. It's okay, let's consider your idea that the wire has electricity fired. You fired that kind of wire from a crossbow. Arrow could have come back something like the person who shot it. Talk about dangerous. Swinging. I mean, swinging would be kind of like, yeah, if you swing hard enough, it's like a swing set. You could loop. Swinging listen code. So use that. Swing to the building's wall. Okay. I don't see how spinning would do it though. What? Rotary motion simultaneously. I'm not seeing it. What? Okay. Things he says. Don't object and call assessment beyond reasonability. Taking into account the tension difference between the two wires, top one would stack too much to the point where its sections would collide anyway. Agent Lang, as you know, the comic statue is one of a kind natural treasure. The fact that the Babo statue is a hollow replica of the real statue, it would naturally be lighter than the real one, meaning that my idea is very possible. Things he says. Bart. Here's what I believe happened. Mystery Yu and her mystery cult conspirators set themselves up in two different rooms. The cult conspirators bridged the rooms by shooting the two ends of the wire down the one arrow. Then the two of them covered the statues and proceeded to transfer the statues. After the switch was completed, another arrow was fired, carrying the other end of the wire down to the barbell, where it was to be disposed of. Through that, Miss Yu hit it inside the grandfather clock. QED. He got whipped. This proves it, right, Agent Lang? But I'm not the killer. Not yet, sis. I haven't had my dessert yet. Right, Mr. Prosecutor? Proof is in the pudding, as it were. Pudding is a nice dessert. So, do you think you can do it? Can you prove that what you said just happened? Because remember, you can't. I'll be taking a certain someone back home with as a souvenir. I agree as long as there's no proof, my hypothesis is that. However, what I have laid out is no mere hypothesis, for there is one more piece of evidence. One more. Should be interesting. I think you have a piece of evidence that turn my hypothesis into a fact. Well, then let's see, Mr. Skater. The thing that made it possible to create a circular belt out of length and wire. I believe that is right here in this very room. Now then, this is what I believe made the circular belt. It wouldn't be the fan, would it?
Take that!
Looks like you dropped another bomb on us again. The last piece of the trick are these two pulleys. Precisely, this ceiling can double as pulleys in this case. Thanks to that fact, there is one installed in each of the offices. The ceiling fan's made for the perfect pulley for the wire that we're on. This must be it. This is how the smoke will bypass the impenetrable security. Realize something else, Mr. Prosecutor. Bet you figured out all already, haven't you? You know the big shot who said that this real-life stage show is, don't you? The person who set this rather large and complex stage show needs to be someone who has foreknowledge of the existence of a ceiling fan in both the Sebastian and Bubbly's offices, and that passion flower support stakes could be used as arrows. The real mastermind behind this case. Well, don't you dare make a wolf wait for his food. Alright, so hasn't it, Miles Edgeworth? You can't say who it is, unless you present something like you always do. A single point of the finger here, in this case will influence an international incident. However, sorry to lift me to stop the forward momentum. It appears that I have no choice now but to rush in. The mysterious piece of evidence that points where the mastermind is. Would it be the crossbow arrows again? Or is it the flowers?
Take that!
This smuggling could not have been impossible by the use of the crossbow. Furthermore, the arrows that were shot by the crossbow were plucked, as it were, from the flower box in this very room. They were planted so long ago that the passion flowers had the time to grow so big. Miss Von Karma didn't even notice the arrows were when she visited the room today. On top of all this, the fact that the culprit knew that the both officers had ceiling fans tells us that the person has very detailed information on the embassy's layout. So as you may have already guessed, the person I'm accusing of hatching this plan, the person who grew the flowers in the flower box with almost hair, this can only be you, Curtius Alba. Are you out of your mind, Miles Edgeworth? I'm certain of what I am saying. I'm sure that he is the culprit. Tell me, Mr. Prosecutor, what was that ambassador trying to accomplish by doing all that stuff you just outlined? Why in the world would he need a trick like that? I understand your need to doubt me. However, there's one thing that stands out to me as very odd. Just one thing, huh? The one single end result of Ambassador sought to come to him. If we were to examine the focus of this complex trick, we will finally find the answer to this everything. Everything will become clear once we examine this piece of evidence. End result sought to obtain. I mean, he wants the nations to be together, right? So it's like, well, it had to be the statues, because the entire point was to see who had the real one. And they had the real one. But then why would he give it up?
that!
I fully understand the reasoning I fully understand the reasoning that had to be the situation been the reverse. However, to go through the trouble of swapping the real Pumnix statue for the fake, I sense a very shitty action for a bizarre action. Who better to ask for that reason than King Pumnix himself? I see. Ambassador, we'll be examining that statue now, with or without your permission. She cut on his fingerprints. Once belonged to Babal. So it was smuggled from Babal to Albert, huh? What was there a need to smuggle it in? Sort of like that, there's an aura of valor and bravery from King Pumnix. It's a cool thing like that, sword and stuck on the ground in front of him. We should try it in cool pose or chicken or something. I'm interested in thinking Karilgo and likes to become a ninja. Mr. Prosecutor, he isn't practically all about the sword, right? No, not really. Especially he's in a different part of the area now. A shield, huh? Doesn't seem anything unusual about it. That's supposed to mean that the guy's protecting something. Don't think it's supposed to have that deep of a meaning behind it. In that case, what are we wasting time this for? Looks like the Steel Summer, don't you think? Maybe it's because they look like he would pick the Go Ambassador. Maybe it's because they look like he was the Go Ambassador. So that's possible. Look considerably around the base of his neck. It's got a gap. Hey, you're right. Some kind of secret? Perhaps it's possible to open the statue from the cabin's construction. What? Open it, Miles. Right, here goes. What is that? I really did open up. What is this thing that fell out? With more thorough examination of it is required. What in the... is this? Hey! That's what I think it is. It's a plate for making counterfeit bills. Somehow, it appears we've at long last arrived. Thanks to this complex labyrinth, we finally hold it in our hands one of the counterfeit money plates, and the reason why they're spoken to Albus to begin with. The permanent statue can only be handled by the ambassador or the secretary. The replica is nothing more than a hollow shell covered in gold. These two combinations make the statue's ideal object with metallic contraband. Oh, there's an ad break. $50. These two circumstances made the statue the ideal object when to hide contraband. After conceiving the statue containing the counterfeit plate from China, Ambassador had the misfortune of accidentally running into Damas II. Surprised by the thief, the ambassador raised the statue of Damas II and then ordered a friend to steal Samurai of the murder. He covered the statue Samurai sword in blood. One Ambassador Alba? You're the leader of the smuggling ring. The country's a mess, and it's all because of you? You're the one who killed Damas II? Answer us. I never thought that you'd figure things out at this level. However, there's one point that I disagree with you on. The head of the smuggling ring was Mr. Kochi. Quit screwing around. I have no sympathy for someone who would try to pass the gun to a dead man. There's one thing I'm sure of. It's that you're the real ringleader, Mistress Alba. It's not good to speak of such subjectivity, you know, Agent Lang. Subjectivity? My conclusion is anything but. There's a lot of logic investigation. Logic investigation. Only seconds ago, you were ready to invest with Miss Von Karma. I don't think we can give floppy logic any real weight, do you? It looks like you still don't get why I came back. Excuse me. You see, the reason I came back is so that I can sink my fingers into your wrinkly old neck. From the very beginning, my road took has been you. But, Agent Lang, I demand an explanation. Sorry, sis. Didn't mean to put you through all that. I knew you were in this from the very beginning. You did? I knew that this was whole incident had been meticulously planned and prepared for. So naturally, the occupant of this room, Ambassador Alba, seemed the most suspicious. But without the ambassador's permission, you couldn't get in to kind of look around. So that's why we found this big show to accuse Miss Francisca of the murder. Using Francisca's bait, you would have gained us entry into investigate rights. Yeah, if I hadn't done that, I doubt the ambassador would have given us the okay to poke around. So that's what this all is about. Very well, I forgive you. Are you sure? In exchange for using me as bait, you will take some responsibility and help us find the truth. Agent Lang, for forgiving me such a great opening. Thank you. You know, I just knew, Mr. Prosecutor, that somehow, if we were to find some proof by investigating this room, that you'd be able to figure it out. The real culprit was just your special brand of logic. The evidence that detectives collect combined with the logic of a prosecutor. That's just as it should be in a prosecutor-detective team, right? I don't know about all of that. The only thing I do know is that I'm itching to see that old man get what's coming to him. You're quite scared if you want to be, aren't you? Hey, you were the one who was planning to use me as a push while the gun into the six. Unfortunately for you, you misjudged me. Agent Lang, I wish you to stop trying to intimidate me. What we need right now is evidence and proof. I wonder if you have the necessary proof I was the head of the smuggling ring.
Objection!
I'm such a sore loser. You really are the head of the smuggling ring. And you should acknowledge your crimes with dignity. Dignity? That is nothing more than a fool's insincere display of strength. If you really wish for me to acknowledge my crimes, then I would first like to see some of this you call evidence. I tell you, I knew nothing, really. I didn't even know the counterfeit plate was hidden inside that statue.
Objection!
You swapped a real statue that... You swapped a real statue that vested in your country for the authority to rule for a fake. Doesn't make any sense that you didn't know anything. It doesn't make sense. Or doesn't it make sense? Can you prove that it doesn't make any sense? Truly got us. He's turned the entire situation against us. The proof that Interpol has been after which points to this man as the ringleader. We can somehow find that proof now. We can see that justice is finally served. So I don't think I'm going to use to break this case wide open. The trump card of the videotape, with those two items, might be able to finally bring this man down. But the card is an evidence from a case that Mr. Farda hid away in secret. And the tape was stolen by Detective Bad and the police. They're both illegal evidence. No matter what, a prospector of the law can't be allowed to use such pieces of evidence. Needless to say, Ivan Karmas are committed to achieve nothing but victory, by any means necessary. The only way to bring someone like that to justice was to do so outside the courts. That's what we thought at the time. I no longer follow the path of Manfred and Karma, and I won't follow the path of Yadagrasu. This leaves me with what? What creed will I believe in? If I want to pursue the truth, then I will sully my hands with illegality. If I want to pursue justice, then I will lose the truth. What is the law and what is justice? And what path is a prosecutor supposed to follow? A choice is when I must make my own hand here now. There's no limit to the law. Any limit that exists was set there by man. When a person goes beyond that limit, then the law too crosses into new territory. For what reason was the law invented? The answer is what I must now show. Ambassador Alba, you might recognize this. Oh, I wonder what the card is. I've never seen that in my life. It's a director's card used by the leader of the ring, relaying instructions to his subordinates. Oh, is that what this is? This card was sent to the real culprit behind the KG incident 10 years ago. A man by the name of Mr. Manny Kojin. Oh, so why do you have a card in your possession? Because it was hand-delivered to me. By a certain great thief, Yadagrasu. Yadagrasu gave that to you? Don't talk nonsense, let's be serious, Mr. Edgeworth. Do you have any proof that the card contains directions from the ringleader? I'll have you know the card wasn't the only thing that was given. What? This contains security footage that was just shot before they started the KGA incident. The KGA incident? The card and the video. These two pieces of evidence were what seal your fate. Oh, very interesting. I must admit that I'm very curious now. Very curious indeed of these case-deciding pieces of evidence you've presented. The prey Yadagrasu has been chasing all this time now stands before me. Can't you love this man who had free reign for 10 long years to simply walk away? Now it's time for me to bring defusion to the valiant spirit that was given to me. It's 1 in the morning, huh? So what is this interesting you want to show me? It's from the videotape. These two pieces ends together make the ultimate hand. And this is where the real meaning behind Detective Bad's words will be realized. So, Gumshoe? Yes, sir. Just here's a security footage shot before the KG8 murder occurred. In this footage, we know the card is the detective's card from the smuggling ring. This is the extent proves the card was used to relay an order.
Take that!
Take a look at this area. What am I aiming at here? Is it really this?
Take that!
As you can see, Mr. Pippin is holding the card in his right hand. I see. The killer is indeed holding a card with the exact same design on it. But that card you have, just because they look the same doesn't mean they are. It doesn't now. Now, there's a very easy way to prove that they are in fact one and the same. All I have to do is simply take a look at this. This dark red blood. Yes, this is your proof. Proof that the orders in this mission were played out in a terrible tragedy. The blood belonged to the victim of the KG incident. With a bit of DNA testing, we can very easily verify that as fact. You have no objections. I'd like for you to take a look at this next piece of footage. This car that passed in front of the victim's apartment building is an official Kodofian government car. But what? The Gumshoe. Please magnify the footage. The serial face looks smuggling to the Kodofia. Is it this? I mean, the card's right here.
Take that!
Shape of this pocket and the direction of the card in it tells us without a doubt this person in the car is Mr. Coach. The place in the car is also captured with a security camera. And with it, we can easily find out who was singing this car on the day 10 years ago. Which is why I can say with confidence you were riding in this car on that day. Holy shit. You've done well, boy, to make it this far. However, about your claim that I was riding the car at the time. That's going to be mighty difficult to prove. How so? Principality Cove no longer exists. So naturally, all records from that time period also no longer exist. That's arrogance. What he really means is that he's already all traces of them. We finished here, boy. Well, what I had left me now. Let's get the footage. This looks a lot like that badge he was holding.
Take that!
What the? Ambassador Alva. Yes, what is it? You were once an army man in the service of Codafia. And it was you who made the many missions you participated in success, correct? Well, the sudden backhanded praises, boy. Although, to be sure, brilliant medals in my breast were awarded to me during the era of Codafia. But now I'm the only one who owns this particular medal. In that case, the only person who could be sitting in this car is you. How do you figure that? By the medal captured here in this footage. It's clearly the same exact medal as the one on your chest. What? Oh my god, he's cracking. This is how it will be, but I won't look back. But this is the path I have chosen. You've moved me with your devotion to this case, Mr. Edgeworth. Why is he taking such an arrogant stance of me? It's almost looking impossible, isn't it? For a lot of you to have come this far. Looks like I just might lose a little game this time. You might lose the game this time. You don't get another round, Mr. Ambassador. Is that a fact? Very well. I decided to confess my guilt. You're going to confess? And I'll accept whatever punishment that may come as a result. What the? Regarding the masked murder, I admit it. I did it out of self-defense. You're claiming it was justified self-defense. The masked assassin attacked me, and I felt that my life was in danger. If I hadn't done what I did, I might be the one who found instead of him. What a pathetic performance. I'm not giving you one. Oh, you two really know how to laugh at in appropriate times. You wish to claim it was justified self-defense, then we need some evidence. There's always evidence of you, isn't it? But if that's what you require, I'll provide it. That man left a mark on me when you were attacked. But I don't particularly want to show it off. But this is proof that it was in self-defense. Now I'm an old man, and sometimes I don't pay enough attention when I should. But the master is have his second weapon in his body. Hold on, it's nothing to get worked up over because I had the weapon. You hit it. I'm sorry, but as you know, a murder is a murder, even if it is self-defense. I couldn't let it become public, seeing as I am an ambassador. This cloak you seek my special bonsai trimming shears. Ooh. It's covered in blood. He was trembling quite badly during our struggle. That's when he grabbed the shears that were sitting in my office intact. So you see, it was an act of self-defense. Is he right, Mr. Edgeworth? Since he has both a wound and the weapon that caused it. Not declared so. No way. Oh, which reminds me, I guess there's still one more application to resolve. Smuggling and counterfeiting. Unfortunately, all that is my secretary is doing. I have no knowledge of what's going on. Stop being nonsense. You're trying to throw my investigation under the bus in your desperation. You want to get real honest. Everything in this case is connected to you. The murder in Smash Second was done in self-defense. In my trials, no man escapes his crime alive. Perhaps so if you were my opponent in court. However, there's one very important fact that I think you may have forgotten. And what is that? That's what you mean. extraterritoriality. That's right. The embassy insists on was complete Albastian soil. Any trial that is to be held will be held in Albast. Therefore, the crime I just admitted to will never be tried in your courts. Jin Ling, what is your full stance on this? Agents investigate. That's our job. The judgment of people who have confessed to their crime. That's the court's job. Ugh. But I've already confessed all my crimes, Agent Lang. Furthermore, by the very nature of my position, I have full tutorial rights. These rights are expected of you on your country's soil. Therefore, no matter where a crime may take place, I will never take strange trial in your courts. That arrogance in your expression. That's nothing like the face of someone who is ready to accept consequences. Don't tell me of your own country judicial system eating out of your hands. Those crimes you all speak seriously of. To me, this has been nothing more than a game. You may chase me out of this embassy with your accusations, but it's no big deal. Albast has numerous other embassies in other countries around the world. Oh, you accomplished that you changed the backdrop of our little game. These two layers of protection that extraterritoriality provides him. This is why he is one of those who can't be brought to court. You see now, don't you? I live in a whole different world than you. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go and fetch your eviction papers. Shouldn't think we can do. Can't believe it, sir. Extraterritoriality. Yes. There's nothing we can really do about that. In the end, we didn't have enough authority to bring him to justice. Well, even though we know he's the boss, we can't leave a finger on him. I know. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. Sure to skip out on you, but I got some things to take care of. Can't even get an evil guy like him to slap on a wrist. What the kind of laws are you created for? How good are they? The law can't help us. Then I'll go to the Yanagrasu and take care of this myself. Don't you dare. Mr. Edgeworth. Sorry, that's a bit too harsh. I know how you feel, sir. You're trying to take on an ambassador after all. And you did tell us earlier to get out of the theater. This is kind of their entire country, I guess. Well, I feel like I've just been slapped across the face for doing too much job. What am I going to do? Should I reach for now and pull me a better time of 10? Come on, everyone, can't give up yet. Hey. Why don't you think about something for a sec? We're not allowed for even a second as long as we don't stop investigating. We might find the rotten treasure bomb hidden here. She's right. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth. You're right, Kay. Very well. Let's reopen the investigation and see what we can find. Come on, Kay. Right behind you. Okay. I'll go check out the ball a bit more, sir. Nice, something I need to investigate further in Albast. Now then, before I gather any more information, let's do a bit of housekeeping. Wonder why. There are two special circumstances that surround the ambassador. First, the embassy itself has extraterrestrial rights. Something happens in Albastian soil, and I'm able to legally prosecute him. Cool, sounds like embassy's the perfect place to see whatever you want. And murder Damas II, run a smuggling ring operation, mechanical bills apparently. I thought all the counterfeiting was done by Mr. Koch in Babylon. Yes, apparently he used the embassy's coupon printing press to do it. But it's the same story over there anyway. About also has extraterrestrial rights. Which brings me to the next point. The ambassadors have extraterrestrial rights. Those rights are effective even in our own country. Really? No matter what happens, he can never be tried in our courts. We retain some such very rights indeed. Basically, no matter what wrongs he commits, we can't bring him to trial here. So I guess we don't really stand a chance, do we? We might stand a chance if we can somehow nullify either one of those special rights. This was taken just before the two ambassadors gave their focus to the Steel Samurai. Wait, is it just my imagination? Or is there something in this picture that I've seen before? Is it this? Appears to be a bouquet of Persian cyclamens and roses. Oh, even know the exact species. Never would have figured you're an expert on flowers. It's all because of that flowers that lady sends me every month. Just look at me, I think someone like a botanist. So what exactly is the yellow flower here? That one I'm not sure. What? You don't know? As far as I can recall, I've never seen a flower like this before. It feels like I've seen it before. It's the national flower. Ooh, I messed up. Welcome back. I clicked the wrong evidence on my last time. What is... Hold on. I'm sorry, let me just do something real quick. Here we go. Yeah, we just died. Because I saw that the thing was a flower, and I was like, that's the same thing as the flower of Cadophia. But I guess I chose the wrong flower for the flower. Yeah, it's this flower, but what's wrong with it? Because my initial thought was like, hey, this is the flower of maybe something to do with Eureka. I'll have to come back to it then. As we're sent by a variety of people, businesses to celebrate global events. And there's still some rare some flowers, ambassadors. So many bouquets here, it's like a wedding ceremony. The flowers for a slightly different reason. What do you mean? So it's supposed to be like the wedding between the Albus and Babal, right? Actually, more than a state of divorce. Okay then. This event was supposed to be their remarriage ceremony. I suppose we can call it that. Not sure if they use the Steel Samurai stage show today. Oh, the comics that show. Steel Samurai Sushi Slash. That's the first time I've ever seen this special move. But well, the Jimmy Ninja stage show comics was much better, of course. Hey, you're doing better than the original series. True. I definitely got better at this over time. How's that for a fact? I went the entire game only getting 2 this time around. Let me see something. There's a counter in here somewhere for that. Yeah. Yeah, because in 3 games, I failed 12 times. And I've only failed 2 times so far in this game. You see when he gave Princess Masola and he gave those hair sticks. I totally feel the love in there in my heart. Perhaps the gym ninja is just more popular with the female audiences. Hello there! On the orders of Ambassador Alba, no one's allowed to injure Alba's. But I thought a lady who flew up past here not long ago. She's from Interpol and had the proper paperwork. So I was reluctant I had to let her in. Sounds like Francisco, right? Besides, if I didn't, that whip of hers. Yep, definitely Francisco. Okay, can't touch that. Hello, welcome to the Embassy of Bubble. Sorry, but I don't really enter your country this time. Right now, for limited time here at Bubbly's Embassy, we're offering the very special experience of the terrifying fires Ash's schoolwork. So how about it? Shall I send you up? We're fine, thanks. Investigation around. See the Bubbly's Embassy, which is going on major renovations. New expansions under garden upkeep. Looks like there's a lot of construction going on. Mr. Polino said that this work is really hard on him. He said that since Mr. Cushion passed away, they've been working part-time for him. She got really chummy with that ambassador. What can I say? She'll have good news for money. Freak. Huh. Can't look over there. These flowers were sent by Global Studios. Global Studios? Okay, I've seen this one. Can't look at this. So it just has to do with this. Okay, huh. The flower's also missing there. What the heck? So was it really this the entire time? Because this one has 5, but the knife and this thing have 4. Baba's national symbol is a butterfly, and Baba's is the flower. It appears that someone is employing the old hide between the forest trick. What are you mumbling, Chef, about? Wait, what? The handle on this knife? Ah, yes. It's the handle that was supposed to be on the blade that killed Mr. Kojin. The weapon that killed him was carried through the theater near Alice, and the very bouquet Ambassador Elbow was carrying. The flower motif. Looks like one of the flower petals is missing. Oh, check the weapon itself. It's missing the exact same petal. The knife in this photo is most definitely the same as the murder weapon. Mr. Polino has a really good smile, don't you think? But he was really happy that they were going to become Kodafi again. Perhaps. Instead, he became the greatest victim in today's case. And badges like him, who was always thinking of his country, is really to be admired. Yeah, all this happened. I hope we'll be able to create the country someday. I hope so as well. For that to happen, we need to solve this case first. We need to see that those who would harm the new Kodafi are locked away. And we will! Seems that these lilies are the center of this bouquet, with an accent of chamomile. Wow! Until I smell the wonderful fragrance. Okay, it's just a picture. Ah, look, I know that. But it's nice to imagine things once in a while, you know? There's your sense of empathy. You can smell the fragrance of flowers from a photo. It's more like a hallucination. You don't have to be mean about it. Let's just drop this before it's in full bloom. Crazy. There's that troublemaker standing in the smack the center of the tombs he finds. Wow, the show samurai stands out even more than the 2 ambassadors in this picture. Oh hey! The person playing the show samurai is one of your friends, right? No, I have no idea who he is. Wait, but you just said he! You knew what Shinjiro he was, you must know him, right? I beg that you please refrain from talking about that person with me ever again. Can't believe he was pretending to be a homophobic grandpa. What about deceptive? I don't suppose anyone could have expected them to change that drastically. What are you thinking of something evil behind that curious smile? Okay. Please try to remain calm and focused on the here and now. Yeah, you're right. Sure, I'll rock over there. Well, what am I gonna help steal the truth as we keep on investigating? Well, we looked at everything, so... Well, we know that Pochin was using it, that Bubblies and Bubblies, so it has to be this. You know that the counterfeit bills were printed using the embassy's press? The unnecessary materials such as Bubblies, ink, and paper must have been hidden in a secure location. What do you think would have happened if the renovation had begun? Well, you probably ought to find a better hiding place or get rid of it all. Right, so we can assume that the renovation was the cause of the plate and bills disposal. The reason Mr. Cochin was killed as the ringleader of the smuggling operation was based on what we know. Who do you think was the one that was the most to gain? Alba, yeah. It's the one person who has been erasing all evidence of the smuggling operation. In both embassies, the call computer who is mopping up Ambassador Alba. Ambassador Alba has a very strong motive to kill Manny Cochin. Cause of Ambassador Alba's agitation, the rotten treasure we may find. The motive for killing Mr. Cochin. She said herself that she didn't kill anyone this night. We're going to take her words at face value. And the reason for the ambassador's nervousness can only be one thing. He didn't want us to discover the real circumstances of which Mr. Cochin was killed. You mean Ambassador Alba is the real killer? But I thought the two of them were friends. Maybe they were. What if Mr. Cochin was the one who first betrayed their friendship? Oh, I get it. Wasn't Mr. Cochin pushing really hard for Mr. Paulino to be ambassador after the reunification? Yes. And that was the real reason why he wanted to steal Mr. Alba's Prima Duck statue. So Mr. Cochin hired Damas II to go steal it from him. But Ambassador Alba found out what he was up to. He killed Mr. Cochin. It is definitely a possibility at this point. But they really are thinking of no one but themselves. The question is, how did he do it? Mr. Alba was in Albast. Mr. McCutcheon's body was discovered in Babo, right? Right. And that is what we must solve next. We now understand why Master Alba was so nervous and agitated. It must have something to do with Mr. Cochin was killed. The place where the Albastian ambassador was likely to meet the Babylese Mr. Cochin. The place Master Alba happened to commit the murder is. The reason he doesn't want us to find out about the circumstances is because if it is in the Theatrum Neutralis, he is on our soil, which means we can get him. The only place that makes sense is here, at the Theatrum Neutralis. What? Here? The Goodwill event was being held here today, correct? So the only place that both of them would have been is here. Well, that's the case, then everything would change. The theater isn't Albastian land, so that wipes out one of those extrajudicial rights he has. It makes logical sense, in which case, it is a reason for us to investigate further. So what should we check out? Let's see. I believe we should check out the immigration records for both Albus and Bebo post-haste. Bebo's records should be easy to obtain, however the problem will be Albus. When if they allow us to see the records, start the order to vacate.
Objection!
I'm already one step ahead of you, Miles Edgeworth. Francisco. I have here the security footage from both Albus and Bebo. You can do what I feel like this contents. You move fast. I've on promise tries to be perfect in every way. It's not in my nature to keep retreating like this. Do the liberty looking over the Babo investigation report as well. From now on, you'll make no excuse to back down or say we can't solve this case. Shouldn't that be you who sang it to yourself? I'm sorry about earlier. I won't be beaten. Because my cute little subordinate is going to try his very best, isn't he? And she thinks she messed me enough already for a lifetime. This video contains footage from Albast's immigration screening area. I really hope there's something in here that we can use. Hey, I know that guy. Hey, I know that guy. Can't believe how completely fooled I was by the way he carried himself. He had me fooled too. One of the files I'd sent earlier, Professor Alba, was a Philadelphian hero. He saved the royal family from danger countless times. So what about this means? Why would a man like that create a smuggling ring? Even if all the authority I have, I still haven't figured out why. Sounds like the ambassador was a hero who's supposedly evil. But no matter what happened in the past, we can't let the man that he is now escape justice. This man is the immigration officer who's on duty, making the exact same scary face that he was making a minute ago. Wait, is it just me or is he blushing? It appears he gets flushed around the ambassador. This ambassador is well affected inside Albas too. You could say that. The guy doesn't appear to be capable of looking at the ambassador. Thoroughly the teacher knew Alice. More than the guy tried to kick me out, where I wanted to get in, it's human nature. Can't come on too much, get inside the end. Close to the country's tourist spots, get a lot of land. Bastions in general is like theme parks at all. Guard to stop you has been engaged by our times than times currently. Same theme parks in Albast. Times, summer has come to an end. Mr. Evel's making a way to the office. Summer to the office. Teaching Rose Garden, being the best since a busy job. Just want to see your time away. Something like that. Busiest man's finding time to kill but you coach him. He was spliced from the teaching Miles. Watching duty, scary face, no one can see it. Grumpy sort. Tourism smiles now. It's funny. Sightseeing impossible. Tourist trap, Kate Land. 21. 5 yen and the COTR show. Correct. Use time. All because Mr. Everything got a seat. So, eyes closed, motion to start breathing. Give me the hurry after the end. Give an autograph. Stars, not. Certainly, person coming to the country. Kidding. Not just the Steel Samurai. Gave me such a hard time. Certain risks when you get some people for some treatment. Oh. Doesn't this lump shape strike you something odd? Huh? Is this shape? No, there's a something odd about the bulge. If only we had the pushcart itself, it can probably come from my hunch. Next, there's footage from the mobile security camera. Hooey. There's no single sign of a suspicious person or anything. That right there's a contradiction. Huh? Did I miss something? You didn't miss anything. Is there something to miss? Yeah, we watched the Steel Samurai exit this area, so why isn't there any footage? What is missing is the image of Mr. Cochin entering his own country. But wasn't his body found in Babal? It would appear that true. The true face of our final puzzle is finally revealed itself. Oh, hi there. Ambassador Alba. I thought I had asked for you in your group to beg a promise, Mr. Edgeworth. Actually, I thought I should let you know this theater sits my own country's soil. You've had your little fun, and I've enjoyed our little game. I dare say that you've even achieved a new high score. However, once you've recorded a score, that same game can never be replayed again. You understand what I'm saying, do you? Your game is done, and that's game over. No.
Objection!
Where do you think you're going at this time of night? After admitting my own crime, I was overcome with my regret. So I'm heading to the airport and not to return home. I'm afraid I can't let you do that. There are so many issues we need to discuss with you. You can't stop me, Mr. Edgeworth, and you know it. Please, may I have a little bit of your time, Ambassador Alba? Ambassador Polino? Even just a teeny bit of it's fine with me. The already strained relationship between our countries is a precarious situation, you know. Very well, if you insist. I'll play just one more round with them and see what they want. Not that they'll get any farther. Ambassador Polino? Mr. Edgeworth? All I wish for is the normalization of relationships between our two countries. But there's one person standing in the way of that dream. I believe in you. You do what's right. Thank you for your vote of confidence. Now then, what was you wanted to ask me about? I do have a flight to catch after all. So I'm afraid I'm going to limit you to just one question. That's more than enough because I only have one question anyway. I want to hear your alibi about how you couldn't have commissioned Manny Cochin. Oh, I see. You should have a good hand this time around. Be fun. This really is the very last chance we have to bring him down. I won't even allow a single atom-sized country to slip by. Frankly, I still don't understand why I'm being placed under suspicion here. Under your hypothetical scenario, Mr. Cochin and I were fellow smugglers. But to get to the point, I was in that basket the whole time. So it's simply not possible for me to kill him in double. That is my alibi. So there's your alibi. That is correct. Simply not possible for me to have committed a crime in Babal. Now we've cleared that up. I'd appreciate it if you would move out of my way.
Hold it!
I said hold it. What is it this time? I thought I told you I'd only allow you one question. You did. But you still have yet to really answer my one question. You know, I think this villain would have been better if we had more options to choose from. I mean, like, choose the wrong answer and you're fucked, kind of thing. Until you tell us the truth, I refuse to budge inch from where I'm standing. Very well. Let's get just a little longer. Miles Edgeworth, the subordinate and representative of this country's prosecutors. You were forbidden to lose. Of course. That is something I understood from the start. That guy's the one who ordered my father to be killed, isn't he? Yeah, sadly so. The goal of the first Yatagarasu was to capture the smuggler's leader. More people could have been the killer, so you can simply get this out by process elimination by little objects you have. That's a fair point. I guess they could have made Manny Cochin more... They could have made Paulino a little more sus. For you to give in the wrong answer. Or maybe even, like, leave the Yatagarasu situation for, like, this area. My father and Uncle Bad. Their legacy will live on from me. So that's why we just gotta catch him, okay? We will. I promise. Now, Ambassador Alba, let's have the truth now, shall we? No matter how many times you ask, my answer remains the same. I think the thing is you know who it is. The problem is getting him arrested because he has rights that you can't touch.
Hold it!
Being the leader of a smuggling ring while taking on duties of ambassadorship. Don't you think the combination is more than enough reason for suspicion? Then there's one of my possible arrows in the Pundic statues. Oh my god, he's his own voice. All of that is nothing but your flights of fancy. What do you mean by that?
Hold it!
It's not a hypothesis, earlier we proved it to be what happened. Well, let's just leave it that one to the side for now. Because it doesn't change the fact that I have no motive. Oh, so you really have no reason to kill Mr. Cochin? If you want us to suppose I had one, then why not? I'll indulge you. After all, this is nothing more than a little game to me. And that's how you want to see things. I appreciate if you don't take me seriously. I'm sorry. Suppose you were in a bit of a pickle. Very well. Game is no fun if the playing field isn't the level. Therefore, I can only claim that I have no motive to kill. And so you just move it. How can he stand there looking proud when he knows you killed another human being?
Kitty McFly is commanding streamer to hydrate.
Oh shit. Hydrate, damn you? I will try. I'm sorry. As much talking as I am in this game, I do need to hydrate more. Thank you for that, Kitty McFly. Welcome to the chat. I hope you've been enjoying so far. Well, I'm not gonna stand by and just watch him get away with his crimes.
Hold it.
So this is obviously what I need to target. It's just that because you were his partners, you had no more to kill. I'm only following your hypothetical scenario to its logical conclusion. So he's not going to admit himself that he's in League of Mr. Cochin. I love the Phoenix Wright series. Hell yeah, I've been really enjoying it too. Suppose not. I do that relation to the smuggling ring and Mr. Cochin. And then he's the ringleader and that Mr. Cochin is his subordinate, right? Correct, but I know more than just that. Mr. Fun comment, I'm sure you remember the safe in the Mr. Cochin's office, correct? Yes. The safe had 2 compartments to it, didn't it? Yes. What do you think these stolen goods were stored in Mr. Cochin's office? Simply because he was trying to cheat Ambassador Alba behind his back? So Mr. Cochin didn't turn the goods over, but decided to keep them for himself. So that's possible. It seems to me that the both men are only concerned with their own well-being. And that means that maybe they didn't have a trusting relationship at all. When Ambassador Alba had a game, who that is his motive for killing Mr. Cochin? What are people whispering about amongst yourselves over there? I'm sorry to have kept waiting. Now then, let's continue your testimony.
Hold it.
What exactly did you do while you were in Albast? I had a meeting with the Steel Samurai, and then I arranged a few finds. Around that time, the thief who was sneaking around took me by surprise. So that was Master the second that made the first move. Yes, and it was after I was attacked that I hit him on the head with the primitive statue. Unfortunately, he died from the blow, but it doesn't act to justify self-defense. Calling it that doesn't cover what you really did. Cover up? No, my boy. I'm not covering up anything, I'm telling the truth. You weren't planning on to admit it, which is why you tried to frame the Steel Samurai. If you weren't an ambassador, I'd be letting my whip loose on you right now. I am terribly sorry that I didn't clean up the body odor, but I'm a busy man. I had a speech to give in the Rose Garden to let you know. Yeah, despite that, you still had time to kill Mr. Cochin, didn't you? Man is evil, and I'm sure you are familiar with the facts, but Mr. Cochin was killed in Babelwaz and all the way in Albast.
Hold it.
You insist that he is not possible to have killed Mr. Cochin in Babel, and you are correct. Oh, I think it put up more of a fight, but if you must concede to me, feeling I'm conceding that it is not possible you kill Babel. I am not conceding that your alibi is the truth. Ah, I see. However, no matter you try, know that you cannot trash my alibi. It'd be nice to underestimate the prosecutor of this country. We'll see about that. So Mr. Cochin was a friend of Master Alba. That's true, then why did the ambassador kill him? It's not like the case of my father, we orders him to do it. Problem is here is we don't know what the exact relationship was. Indeed. They had complete trust in each other. There's no more motive. However, both men are very selfish, and I believe that's not will motive arise. Motive for murder, huh? Is it to remove any traces of evidence? Or is it the betrayal? Because what if the mask died first? He saw the note, realized he's being betrayed, and killed Manny. Because he was stabbed, not murdered. The flower patterns match. The fire, which is a cover-up. And it's payback for being stolen.
Objection!
If you want them to know, I believe you had a legitimate will to kill. Because Mr. Cochin had betrayed you. You had your own reason too. Namely, you wanted to pin the smuggling all on him. evil begets evil. Because you're trying to test each other, turned into this mess.
Objection.
I don't believe this. You have a bad penchant for telling tall tales to the prosecutor. If you're not, I suppose you have some proof that support your argument. Interviews guesswork in moving cases forward. Oh yeah, I forgot the call the theme was about the smuggling. See, it's always funny, right? Ace Attorney is always a murder game, first and foremost. And everything else is just also just to fluff it up. There was one case so far that didn't include a murder. And then it immediately had a murder in it as soon as I finished the court case. It has been proven this was by Mr. Cochin's hands. Shall we take a look at it? The content of this note is a request calling for the theft of Alabaster Spoon Deck statue. By killing him and pushing all the guilt for the smuggling onto him, you walk away spotless. I believe you understand what I'm driving at. You had more than a few reasons to kill him.
Objection.
Have you finished your hypothesizing? Excuse me. Let's suppose I have a motive. Even so, a motive or thought alone can't kill. Isn't that right? General existence is what's telling these men victims of me. It appears that this is where the real battle will begin. Now then, if you'll excuse me. What? Wait, what? I told you at the very beginning, didn't I? You only get one question. Ambassador Alba, if you could please give us just a little more of your time. Doesn't matter what kind of man he was. He was my subordinate. Which is why I would like for us to figure out the real cause of his death. That is something for Bebo to figure out, something which I have no relation to. And I was even turning down a request from the Ambassador Polino. I'm very sorry, but it seems that even now my voice was on deaf ears. There's no need for you to apologize, Ambassador Polino. We must find somebody to stop him from leaving. Seems there are no further objections. In that case, please allow me to return home. Is it a gumshoe? Hold it right there, Ambassador Alba. Hey, like I said, Mr. Edgeworth, the nurse whose legacy will live on through me. Yes, but how do you suggest we stop him from leaving? You just leave it to me. Mr. Alba, do you recognize this? No, why should I recognize that tattered old organizer? Wait, have I seen that before? That is a clue my father, Brian Faraday, left for us. You say Brian Faraday? Mr. Faraday's organizer. Don't tell me this is the one from the second kitchen incident. The one in which he wrote about Yargos's key. Yes. The organizer belongs to the prosecutor you had you killed 7 years ago. I have no idea what you're talking about. You say like it's related to me. So this organizer, you raised up every detail of every evening you did. What an amazing little girl you are. That sort of trickery won't work on me. You won't believe me. Hey, look at this. And what is that toy here? That's thievery device was used to capture the Yaragasu, or rather, my father. 7 years ago, he used this when he snuck into the embassy. But these two pieces of evidence that hold information the Yaragasu dug up on you. You go home now. I won't hesitate to thumb all that Albus right behind you. Little girl gets to the point. I want you to go get Mr. Edgeworth one more time. You win, then have one of these pieces of evidence. Yaragarasu. Ever the thorn in my side. Hey, does that organizer really contain any information on the dirty dealings? Case breaking, really. Oh, that's just a bluff. If it was, we still can't let him get info on my father and about gonna go waste. Plus, just the existence of little thieves trouble is slow enough for him. Just the pieces. Don't they keep with your father? It's okay. I believe Mr. Edgeworth. He'll come out on top in the end. Hey, when the going gets tough, someone's gonna be there to put the wind back in your sails. After all this time, you're still quite the feisty one. I applaud your powerful nature. I refuse to lose this too. Mr. Alba, you won't be returning home until you give us further testimony. How dare you all, barring a person like me. Mr. Alba, Your testimony, if you please. Alright, but this is the absolute last. Then, even if you use all the power Ambassador Pelly's office, you won't stop me. Can't let this opportunity K has created for me go to waste. The last time I met him with coaching was here at the Theatrum Trials. After that, I was not about to arrest the crime, as I started earlier. In any case, I did not see Mr. Coaching again after that. You see, there's no time to spend in which I could have killed him. Wouldn't you agree? Now, since you people were practically begging, I'll allow you to question me. You're an arrogant old man. Yes, but no matter. We can't allow this chance to escape us. I will warn you, though. You've reached the end of my patience. Waste my time on any inane questions and you'll be punished. Ooh. Any needless pressing or present will hurt our case. In that case, all I'm gonna do is present correct evidence. Understood? Of course. Don't intimidate me. I know Mr. Coachman was killed before he turned to Baba. In which case, there's no one human going to need to present the evidence. Which one do I go for here? There's an ad break here. I mean, is this before or after? It looks like after to me, because this is after the show. So there's no reason. There's gonna be no reason for him to. After the show's ended, there's no reason for him to be there, according to him. But this photo proves otherwise. I'm gonna go with this one. Mm-hmm. All right, let's begin.
Objection!
I'd like you to take a look at this picture. It's a rather nice picture, isn't it? It's commemorates the restoration of relationships between our nations. Oh, it's commemorative, all right. One that captures the proof that I need to show you that it was you who committed the murder. Come again. This is the knife they called Kilimanjaro. I see you recognize it as well. You should, for it was you who brought it to this theater. You hid it among the flowers you were to give this Ghost Samurai, meaning that you committed Kachi here at the theater. Time for me to catch my flight.
Objection!
We're not through yet.
Objection!
It's a game over for you, Mr. Edgeworth. But I thank you for the entertainment. No matter how passionately you orate, the result will still be the same. I won't be returning to this country ever again. That's right. This man is an ambassador. He has extraterrestrial rights. No matter how hard we chase after him, we won't have him able to try in court. This is exactly the face you should be making. The face of a worthless cur. Now then, ladies and gentlemen, I must bid you farewell. Sure, no one can really lay a finger on this man. This is really the end.
Not so fast!
Agent Lang, sorry to keep you waiting, Mr. Prosecutor. Get out of my way. My plane is scheduled to take off soon. Sorry, but you're not going anywhere, Mr. Alba. I'm through playing games with you people. You can't touch me. If you do, it'll spark an international incident, Agent Lang. Sorry, but no, it wouldn't. What? Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. Good job holding the fort down here until I got back. So, Mr. Alba, your diploma community has just been revoked. What do you mean, revoked? Spare me this nonsense and let me through.
Not so fast!
Lang Z says, before aiming to the throat, chew the neck shield off first. What? Imperial headquarters in the Imperial Hospital of Kingdom Albest. What are you... Took a while to get things rolling, but they finally moved on it. The Imperial household? You, what have you done? You have been relieved of your duties as ambassador, Mr. Alba. What? What? Whoa. What? Activated today, effective right now. And you have Mr. Prosecutor's video to thank for this. The video they are protected. You can't be arrested simply because you're an ambassador. In that case, Dutch should give you that title. You understand me, a descendant of the founder of detainment philosophy, Lang Z. 4,000 years of deeply entrenched connections and networks across the world have really paid off. Can't be. I don't believe this. Ambassadorship has been revoked? Looks like you're finally coming to grips with your new standing. Woohoo! Looks like he's turned docile again. He's probably in shock from the loss of his shield. What a shame. I wanted to use my whip on him. Why is this happening to me? The hard-working, honest ambassador. Do you really think you can pull that on us now? We've already ripped you of the mask and seen you for who you really are, Mr. Alba. I also transform like that.
Objection!
No. I won't be stopped now. He still intends to fight us. So what if I'm no longer an ambassador? You don't have any evidence on me. The fact remains that you cannot arrest me. I expect no less from you, the boss of the smuggling ring. Or that's up to you, Mr. Prosecutor. Understood. You said that I killed Mr. Coach in the theater. But even if it's true that there's a knife in my walkway, I left the book in the theater. Someone could have taken it out from there and used it, right? Besides, the claim that he was killed here first is odd. After all, wasn't his body just covered in bubble? Are you claiming that I carried his body all the way over there? Preposterous.
Objection!
I'll be one to prove the world is preposterous from now. Ex-Ambassador Alba, are you ready? Because this is no game. This is war. I killed Mr. Coach in the theater using a knife that was stuck in my bouquet. I left that bouquet in the theater. I regret taking the knife from here. Besides, Mr. Coach's body was discovered in the bubble, right? It's no way for me to transport his body from the ball. Look, don't you think you've had enough fun with me? You've already stolen my ambassadorship from me. But you have me surrender, too.
Not so fast.
You have no plans to return to this country, isn't that right? Did you know that a bunch of your subordinates are seeking asylum because of you? If I care. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. Put this guy out of the embassy so we can finally end everything. I know, and I will get my all to these losing handcuffs. With the title ambassador, he's just another witness. Yes, just another witness. Alright, what are we waiting for? Let's get this guy. And get him good. I wonder if they understand that all I can do is prevent evidence of the testimony. Ooh, so I'm still under that law. I have to be careful what I put. No way I can transfer this body from the theater to the ball. But there is, actually.
Objection.
Actually, I do believe there was a way to transport the body out of the theater. Actually, you should give this a look. What is that supposed to be? This footage from a security camera that captured the immigration area. Should congratulate you on getting your hands on it. Just letting you know that we're now the only ones watching your every movement. Thank you for the warning. Let's take a look at this section here. This lump in here is on the pushcart. Who's causing it? Should I? Because I don't. In that case, let me enlighten you. This is the cause of an unnatural lump under the cloth in the pushcart. Is it his body? Is that what we're doing here?
Take that.
What is the meaning of this? Showing me that. It says the unnatural bulge in the pushcart is Michikoten's body. Yet there's still samurais that wheel away his body away from the real crime scene. What a guess. But I wonder if you have any evidence to support it. I admit that for now it's a bit of a hypothesis, however. You can't prove it, then I'm afraid I must be on my way. I don't have any more time to play with you people. Sorry it took so long, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Gummy? Totally gumshoe. With the Samurais pushcart? Yes, sir. Under the open-air stage area. So that's where you went. I to the spirit that pops me away. Thought I'd follow my gut and go with it, sir. I love it when Gumshoe is walking in. So much Edgeworth. Is this worth anything to the case? Yes. You just might play a major role in solving this case, Detective. Something isn't right. But the entire samurai family was now best. What exactly is the opening strategy to find this pushcart? I found it just lying there at the edge of the stage, sir. Oh. Let's leave with that for now and examine the inside, Detective. Yes, sir. What is this? It's blood. This must be Michikoten's blood, which only goes to prove that Michikoten's body was indeed transported by this pushcart. I believe you understand what this means, correct? You get Michikoten to this theater, and then place his body inside the pushcart. And then you force this customer to unwittingly move the body for you.
Objection.
I forced him to move the body now, best. What nonsense. Why would I bother to do such a thing?
Objection.
You were scheduled to make a speech in Albast, meaning that it was difficult for you to make a stop in Babylon. However, what if you move the body to Albast? Because as your embassy, you could keep an eye on it and tamper the evidence. And then you smuggle it out of Albast. No! I can show you how you moved the body from Albast to Babylon. Then I win. But you can't. The security between the countries is incredibly tight. I'll be one to judge whether I can prove that. So I ask you to provide us with testimony regarding your movements after you return to Albast. Miles Edgeworth, have you figured it out? Do you know how the body was moved? To be honest, I have nothing to support my hypothesis at the time. However, I don't believe I made a mistake in my logic up to this point. Which means there's no question that can't be answered, right? The prominent statue was smuggled successfully through a brief flight in the air. So why shouldn't there be an answer to how the body was moved? Which means there must be some logic flaw somewhere I can exploit. After I turned to Albest, I had my picture taken with the Steel Samurai, shaking hands. Then, just as I was about to start my speech, Yuragrazio appeared. I feared for the national treasures, so I raced back to my office. Is that all? Yes, that's all.
Objection!
Looks like you left out a few things, such as the murder of the Mask II. Furthermore, you left out the part about meeting with me in your office. All those shuffling matters. I don't believe I need to speak of those things again. I do so hate to waste time, but you. It's not every life precious. Do you really need me to answer that for you?
Objection!
He is a guy who was in a war. You think he cares about people's lives? People like you cannot be allowed to wander freely into society. Then you'd better try hard, because I doubt you'll find a single contradiction. He's really full of himself, isn't he? Yes, he is. How can he be so confident at a time like this? Come, don't be shy. Go ahead and ask whatever you like. What do I do here? I'm gonna try it.
Hold it!
Suppose only the Steel Samurai, but the Princess was also around. The Princess was suffering from a bad hip at the time. The doctor recommended she rest. Kind of a bad pill. Suppose none of you can really understand what feels. It's continuous on your back as well, huh? Isn't that just because you're normally all hunched over? You did need to keep up the act no matter what, I suppose. Point out this is because of my back problems. For about 15 minutes after my handshake, I was in my office preparing the speech. Oh, I can play now.
Hold it!
You know, just a trick you had set up. Almost amusing joke. And how do you propose I set it up? You really want to know? I can explain it in detail for you. You arranged the spotlights in the rose garden so that when you rotate the stage, the audience would see the character's shadow. Oh, that is an interesting tale. Sadly, it's nothing to do with me. You. What's gonna take me to fess up to anything? Ugh. Very well then. After the editors appeared, what was the state of the Rose Garden? Everyone took refugees into the embassy. I even helped with that effort. And then once everyone was inside, well...
Hold it!
What happened after you returned to your office? I don't want to keep on repeating this, however. Upon my return, I had that stroke of bad luck and bumped into the masked man.
Objection!
And I don't want to keep on repeating this, either. But his name was the Mask II. Guess what he was called. By the time he got to the Primac statue he was supposed to steal, it had already been swapped for the fake. Talk about an unlucky man. Being bludgeoned to the fake statue. Miss Van Karma is really letting her whip fly now. Eek! The scariest part of her, so someone's what she's doing it. She must be at the limit of her patience as well. But physical attacks are meaningless here. Only evidence will suffice. Ugh. Can't find a single flaw in his argument. This way, I won't be able to prove he's actually guilty of anything. We finished here. Miles Edgeworth, can you not come up with how the body was moved by ball? Sir. Edgeworth. Ugh. Even after proving so much, is he gonna get away with it? Ugh. It's the end. It appears that we made it just in time. What the hell is going on? It would be a great honor if you let us join Peter Alley's battle. Evil magistrate, it is time for you to pay. It's the Steel Samurai. No, you are mistaken for I am Steel Samurai Daddy, Mary Van of Nero, Tokyo. And this is Prince Princess Mommy. Edgy-poo. Oh, the two people I wanted to see the least. Larry. What are you two doing here? Way to show your gratitude, Edgy. Just wanted to help, sheesh. I'm gonna get the bad guy with a single thrust of my samurai spear. Go away. You're making mean to us, Edgy Poo. All three of us came to lend a hand, and this is how you treat us? Wasn't this grand? I see they managed to find the Iron Infant. Does that really matter right now? Hey! Is it just me or the Iron Infant completely soaked? Oh yeah. I found him in Babal. He was in the middle of the pool. Wait a second. Larry, go back to what you just said. Oh, when we made it. That's far back. Something about finding Iron Infant in the Babal. And he found it in a pool. I don't recall there being one in Babal. Oh, that. Well, I was just an outcast the whole time. So I have no idea how the Iron Infant wound up in Babal. I thought I had lost him in the Rose Garden. But I guess maybe this cute kid can swim, huh? Wait, what? Larry, you lost the Iron Infant in the Rose Garden. You sure about that? Yeah, I'm sure. Found him in... That's enough, Larry. The Iron Infant that Larry lost managed to move between the two countries. Furthermore, the Iron Infant was found soaked in the middle of a pool. So that they're looking for it. So another smuggling route to the countries. The key to the route the Iron Infant took when travel was Albus and Babal was... That's right. This embassy was built with bilateral symmetry in mind. I took the gumshoe. Yes, sir. There's a location we should examine post-haste. It's where I believe the route used to smuggle that Michikoten's body lies. The smuggle that will exist, sir.
Take that!
Yes, sir. I bet we know it. It's too late. Doesn't matter how well you do it. It's almost a waste of time. You say official and wait. This is Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth, it's here, sir. There's a reservoir here, just like in the Rose Garden. Just as expected. What is it? The two sides of this embassy are mirror images of each other. Which matters is, there's a pool at the corresponding location on the bubbly side. Michikoten's body was moved to Babal, to the pool in Albast. Avoiding the topic of the vague answer like that is I'm becoming a prosecutor. If you don't mind, I'd like to see more physical proof if you don't have any. The Iron Infant is positively soaked in water. What do you think that is? Because he was fished out of a pool. And not just any pool, it was the Bubbly's one. I think it's pretty obvious that this one must be true. The water reservoirs in the two countries are connected. And where's your proof that the two sides are connected? The proof is right before your eyes. The half-drowned Iron Infant. What? This blessed doll! Mr. Edgeworth, I'm back. Hey! Don't tell me you just figured everything out without me. We did, thanks to the hero of Justice's son. Even he is just a doll. He managed to help foil the villain. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. Look, I don't want to say this, but... it's kind of unlikely that the body just happened to pass through the ball. This guy's a doll. He's small. So I can believe he made it. He has a point. That's right. So I'm glad someone here understands. Judge Worth, are you going to next propose that a dead body can swim through the pipe? See, Mr. Prosecutor? Our chase after this man is far from over. Agent Lam. Why is he helping Mr. Alba out now? He's not. He realized the flaw in my argument and is helping move the logic along. In which case, I should return the favor and find an answer. Another day, Michikoten's body was found in his office in Babal. So what happened to his body after it was transported to the open-air stage? Mr. Alba had an accomplice in Babal, remember? You mean, Sheena, right? With her there, you can see how it's possible to move the body up to the office. He was seriously claiming that she swam through the connecting pipe with the body. He's right. You should know how drunk she did that. It's hard to imagine that she swam through the connecting pipe. It looks like your hypothesis of how the body was moved is still only half-baked. In the end, it's just befuddled musings of an accusatory man. Now then, I believe you should give up and allow me to passage. Because from the start, there was no feasible method of transferring the body. What? Mr. Prosecutor, recall Sheena's movements. What was happening to MC around the time Sheena was in Babylon? Ooh. If only there was a way to get rid of the water in the pool. Get rid of the water. Aha, that's it! I believe this time we really are done, right? Unfortunately for you, it's far from over, Mr. Alba. You are a most persistent man. Saying that you have fought a way to move the body through the water. Move the body through the water? That is completely unrelated to how it was done. Excuse me. The reason I say that is because there wasn't any water there at the time. What do you mean there wasn't any water? That's what it sounds like. Tonight's events made it possible to drain the water, allowing the body to move.
Take that!
Tonight, the aggressor set fire to a variety of locations in Babali's embassy. In order to put the fires out, much of the reservoir's water was used. Of course, when the water was used, the reservoir's water level went down. Enough where the water was drained, the pipe could be used to traverse the border. So what? Water level went down, which were connected. Does any of this matter? Can't prove any of this. Pretending to be ignorant won't work with me. We both know what kind of situation we're in right now. When in the game, there comes a critical game-changing moment. A moment which you hit a wall you must overcome in order to beat the game. I haven't lost yet. I found the route you use to smuggle the body, and the route that leads you or defeat. Even if all the water is used up by the firefighting effort, you still can't really call that a smuggling route. I know that. I should have figured that you would notice. Hey, Mr. Alba, how deep are those pools anyway? Have you know those pools are extremely deep? And there are no large holes along the walls either. It'd be difficult for Sheena to hold the body and climb out of the pool. But there's just holes along the walls. Those need such things. What do you mean? If we were to use a certain something, it can go up or down in the pool at will. Oh, looks like you got an answer already. Well, what are you waiting for, Mr. Prosecutor? Enlighten us already. The way in which Sheena and the body were able to rise up to the ground level, there was a way to control the water level to be a way the body was moved. This was used so that body and Sheena could move up and down the pool.
Take that!
Mr. Alba used the fountain spouts in a manner of speaking. He used the fountain spouts? How so? The water level in the pools can be controlled by opening and closing the spouts. Sheena and the body were lifted upward by the buoyancy in the water. The fire on the bubbly side, firefighting efforts, these were set in motion all for the sake of smuggling Mr. Cotton's body. Shall I show you where the funnel leads to my unlocking leads? First, Mr. Alba closed the fountain spouts in advance, preparation for things to come. Then he took the pushcart that was brought to the rose garden, pushed it along with the iron infant and the Dakota's body into the pool. At this time, Sheena was busy conveniently starting the first fire in Babon. She then made for the open air stage pool and waited for the fire's fighting effort to begin. When the firefighters used the water in that pool, the level went down, and by the time the fire was put out, the pipe between the two pools was exposed. This is when she pushed the pushcart from Albest and the Babon. Once accomplished, Mr. Ball simply opened the fountain spots once more. And the water level was rose to the original level, along with Machina and the body. After that, Machina used the pushcart to carry the body up to the security secretary's office. There's an elevator in embassy after all, so you see, even with her small frame, she could have easily transferred Mr. Kitchen's body. Not after my thorough explanation of how the body was moved. Well, next semester, Alba, what do you think? That's untouchable without your precious extra straight respect that you had, are you? I knew you could do, Miss Edgeworth. Way to fight back!
Objection!
You accuse me of moving the body across country lines. When you get down to the nitty-gritty, you don't have what it takes to indict me. The nitty-gritty? What does that old man want now? Proof. Proof is what he seeks. Yes, proof. Well, Annie, who's to debate whether or not what you said really happened? He wants proof. What am I gonna do, Mr. Edgeworth? There's no need to worry. I've got all the proof we need all along. The body wasn't only going to go through the whole section tonight. Just as the Tutugonshu found the pushcart in the open air stage area, so too did I find an item there. And that piece of evidence will prove the pools were the smuggling route. We're finally using the pick?
Take that!
And what exactly is this? Huh. You have no idea, do you? This little piece of I found on the bubbly side will be undoing. A tar pick? I think that's been how that is going to do me, as it were. Push your char again, perhaps. But it's not a guitar pick. What? What? This is something I found at the open air stage, which was transported with the body. I naturally assumed you would recognize it, since you took a photo with it after all. Since you don't, allow me to show you which fragment from the stage this area belongs to. I apologize for that. Let me continue looking at it first out. It has a fragment from the stage area belongs to. From the stage area, you say, huh? Transported with the body. It's not a part of, oh my, it's a part of the weapon.
Take that!
Let's take a go kill the murder weapon that was used to kill him any coaching. On the handle of the knife, there's a beautiful blooming flower. However, it appears that it's missing a single petal. Now let's see if we try to fit this pick in the slot. It's a perfect fit. I assume the petal must have fallen off the flower in Michikoten's murder. It was aptly placed in the pushcart, along with Michikoten's body. It's an interesting story, nothing more.
Objection!
I want to show you some more than just a story. For some reason, this flower petal was wet when I found it. It was wet, you say? Yes, the only place it could have gotten wet from is the open-air stage pool. I'll ask you, how did the part of the weapon that was smuggled into the theater end up in the open-air stage on the bubbly side of the embassy? I don't think I need to waste my words explaining this, but Petal explained it all for me. It was that someone went from the Rose Gardens pool through the into the Bavon. Impossible! The people of Zangfa have been waiting to see you face to face, Mr. Alba. Not everyone back home will be over there soon. You should be happy. This why? Why? It's a little gilly to be asking that question. You should have known from the very beginning, when you took your first life. No matter how you may plot, or you may try to cover it all up, you can never hide from your crime and what you've done. Because we're here to see the justice served from people like you. You can't call what you call a perfect argument. You know, I don't think this guy is going to ever admit to his wrongdoing for Edgeworth, because he values himself above all else. People who can't be negotiated with, or people who refuse to admit when they've lost. I don't believe these kind of people really exist because they are embraced eventually. You're right. In that case, then we'll just use all the evidence I have. I use it all until we break into the weight of his crimes. So I'll request you testify once more. Really will be the end of the line. We're still going? The final testimony. So this has to be it, right? Mr. I request you testify once more. So if anything else is for me to test about. I still have yet to fully prove that Mr. Alba was Mr. Kochin. Well, I'd like to hear about your movements before the murder occurred. I wonder if you can tell us what you did at Theatre Trials. Very well, I suppose I can tell you about that. Because all I did was watch the Steel Samurai stage show. Loving even that alone is good enough for me. The only way for me to place this man under arrest is to pinpoint the exact location where the murder took place, for that is the key of the investigation. I watched from the last row. The stage was well lit, but it was dark in the audience. It's where I was in there, the audience. It's hard to prove that, I suppose. Do you remember the content of the show very well, though? Is that proof enough for you? The moving scenes were seared into my old man's heart. I'll never forget them. So you're in this theater proper, watching this Steel Samurai stage show, were you? Of course I was. Very fondness for the Steel Samurai. Yeah, that's pretty cool up there, wasn't I? Nothing who was cool. The Steel Samurai who was cool. And the Steel Samurai's finishing move was totally something, huh? Hmm? Hey, Edgy. Who is she? Who's a super cute girl? She's been sitting here the whole time. He only now notices her? Her name is Kate Faraday, and she's helping me in the investigation. Sorry I didn't get into myself earlier, but better late than never. Yes, okay, I'm ready, but... Someone's in the peanut gallery. There's no time for such trivialities in a time like this. Mr. Prosecutor, this is the final battle. You got that? I know. This is the end. For that man there. That's the kind of thing I like to hear. I think I'll give the trust in you a try, Mr. Prosecutor. Or rather, Mr. Edgeworth. I'll leave this critical battle to you. Mr. Edgeworth. Have no fear. We'll finish the job. This really is the endgame. I must come to expose every last one of Mr. Alba's lies. Here we go.
Hold it!
The last row. Should think that an ambassador would have had a special seating reserved. I wanted my staff to enjoy the Steel Samurai show as well. So I gave all the good seats for them. It was enough for me to simply see him. Hey! Steel Samurai wasn't the only hero. Forget that the Princess is here. My dear madam. If you continue the rest of the day, your hip will be in a purge again. Oh my! Aren't you consider that person you want to be? But Fishing butterfly is on the side of Edgy Poo. You can spare me the flesh commands. Wow, it's really frozen. In frustration, perhaps. I did she can be one rather trying opponent. In any case, Mr. Alba, can you actually prove to us you were watching the show? Are you admitting then that you have no way of proving this that you should watch him? Quiet! You buzz me like a fly. You don't wish to listen finally to the end of what I have to say. Perhaps you should pack up and get out of my way. See, now you're willing to be more receptive now. Well, it's true that it may be difficult to prove that I was on the audience.
Hold it!
Well, I remember the contents of the show as well myself. I remember the contents of the show as well as myself. That's nice. That's nice. Miles Edgeworth. Don't allow yourself to be riled up by him by important conjecture. I wasn't planning to let him. If they ask me, I think I'm the biggest camera expert around here. Don't you think the climax you've seen of today's show is just fully awesome? Yes, remember that well. Remember that's particularly a special move. The way you delivered that final blow against the evil magistrate, or at least on my rain jab. All that seemed to live in my heart forever. So how it went? Till I forget about that. Each feature your own special moves. He bent it, he couldn't do the rain jab. I've got you now, you fucker. I know what you are. That's the special attack the Steel Samurai uses when he uses the spin right spear. Yes, and today was the first time they showed up, was it not? If I hadn't watched the show, then how could I have introduced the name of this move? Was you correct? If you could, please elaborate that point for me.
Hold it!
I agree, today will be a day to remember. That's when we finally make you pay for all the wrongs you've committed. What? Hey, that's what the Steel Samurai says when you defeat the magistrate. Actually, this line was just something I ad-libbed. You may act all surprised, but naturally, you remember this line, don't you? Of course I do. I just now understand the evil magistrate felt as all. Allow me to make you identify the evil magistrate some more. Hey, that makes you the Steel Samurai, huh? Well, if you had to complete the analogy, then suppose yes. I do believe it's about time to bring the curtains down with a bang. Kay and myself were also in the audience in the Steel Samurai show. He's good looking on the Jam Ninja. You're still cool enough, I guess. Wasn't my brand new special finishing move totally rad? No, don't tell me. It was you who thought that was the special move. Yep, what was it again? Extremely Sleep Rain Jab, was it? No, wait, it was Starless Breaking Chop. That doesn't sound quite right. How can you forget a movie you came up with? I was alibi if he was watching the show from my show. However, he was busy killing Mr. Kochin. Should have not had time to do so.
Hold it!
Early Summer Rain Jab was a move that was unveiled today. Because I saw that brand new special move, losing was my alibi. How sad. The only way he's got to protect himself is that he watched the Steel Samurai. I guess. This guy really has nothing else left. Yes, and to avoid arrest, he might say do anything. But with all of us here, there'll be no escape for him. Yeah, I'm not going to bring him justice. Now then, let's continue for the rest money. The Steel Samurai special move was in various other scenes. Hey, fun fact. Hey, oh, I pressed the button again. Hey man, fun fact. He didn't do that move. The special move today was the early summer rain jab. What's your final answer? You little irritant gnat. Do you really think you can trick me by asking the same question over and over? That wasn't my intention. Your testimony is more than sufficient. However, I do believe it would be wise for you to take a look at this. The samurai spear, what about it? The spear actually never made it on stage today. Excuse me? Unfortunately for you, tonight's Steel Samurai happened to be a goof of a man of abundance of useless hot-bloodedness. Having said that, the useless man bent the spear during the rehearsal this evening. Hey, do you remember what the Steel Samurai's such move was tonight? It was the Steel Samurai Sushi Slash. Correct. Because he couldn't use the spear, a last-minute change was made. Had you really been watching the show, you would have known what was used. Here's Alba. You didn't watch a single minute of the Steel Samurai show tonight, did you? Aha! So if he wasn't watching the show tonight, then it opens up the possibility that he was busy killing Mr. Kitchen instead. So what are we doing with the show? Demand an answer now. Just what is so funny? You're so sloppy. And so are your conclusions. I still insist I was watch the show. Or most of it in any case. What do you mean by most of it? You see, during the show, I was busy for a spell to visit the bathroom. So that when the dramatic scene was played out on stage. That is the lousiest lame excuse I've ever heard in my life, pal. Ugh. You got the name of the move wrong. Can't use it as a proof that he didn't watch the show at all. As a fan of the Steel Samurai, I had to watch the entire show. Honest. It's a Steel Samurai fan. For some reason, who hasn't even in his seat for the climax of the show. You've never declared yourself a Steel Samurai fan, ever. Who was that just now? Hey, B.I. young lady. Larry, what are you doing something like that? Hachi, please, hold on for a second, my bag. You may never accept this old man as a Steel Samurai fan, but I totally think he's a Steel Samurai and. Basically he's a Steel Maniac. It's a maniac, pal. I believe he means to say Steel Samurai Maniac. Yeah, trust me, I know a fan when I see one, because I am the Steel Samurai. That will never acknowledge you as a Steel Samurai. Speaking some work over Mr. Edgeworth. It appears that the real Steel Samurai recognizes me as a fan. So as he should, for I am a fan. It's not as though I have missed the entire show. It's the most amazing show, but it's the spirit of the young men and the young at the heart. The sarcasm dripping from this long wooden nose couldn't run any thicker. Getting the name of the move wrong only proves that he didn't watch the last scene. What I really need to hear is something more definitive. Something that links Mr. Alba directly to the murder of Mr. Manny Kochin. You know what, Gramps? You're really something else. I'm honored to receive such praise from the Steel Samurai, but what is it for? Well, I was just wondering how you found out about the early super rain job. It was a bit of a secret that only a small portion of the staff know about. Wait, it was a secret? Larry, wait, what did you just say? Huh? Did I say something stupid again? You say it was the early super rain jab was actually a secret. Maybe I shouldn't have said secret. More like we only decided on the name of the move right before the start of the show. Right before? Yeah. The stage director was going nuts because we were so about Mew. About 5 minutes before the show, he threw it up on the dressing room's whiteboard. Barely some range it. It's kind of how we started the name of the move. By that time, I'd already done the spear, so I guess the whole thing was kind of pointless. All of you Steel Samurai actors are the same. The director has my complete sympathy. Long story short, because we changed the move as be Sushi Slash, we kind of pretended that the early summer rain job didn't exist at all. It may be better if someone found out we changed the move, so we made it a secret. So basically, a gag order was issued for publicity's sake. Almost makes the early summer rain job sound like the lost art. Yeah, which is why I think most of the staff hadn't heard of the move. All those little ears still. What the heck, old man? I've done nothing but listen, and from what I can tell, it's all very unrelated to the case. It's a very tedious and pointless exercise in wasting time. Looks like a kid's show. Mr. Alba, everyone should be quiet now with you. How dare you? I suspect you've already noticed exactly what the severe implications of this man's testimony. So now you're trying to bully me, eh? There are no implications written behind the scenes story of a kid show. Don't even think about trying to slither your way out of this one, Curious Alba. You were the one who said it yourself, but the name of the move was Early Summer Rain Job. But the name was only decided upon right before the show was about to start. So, what are you driving at? The name of the move you told us was never used in the show or said out loud. Now then, can you tell us how you found the name of that move? Because I can only think of one way you could have known. Cheers, Alba. This was the only way you could have known the name of the special move. You knew the name because you saw it. You saw it on the dressing room's whiteboard. The staff members who knew who were keeping it a secret. So you couldn't have simply gone up to a staff member and asked. Which means that the only other option was what you saw on the whiteboard. That means Mr. Elbow's there at some point, right? What's the deal, sir? What's the big deal, sir? I want to see what that means. There's another piece of evidence that has a great deal to do with the dressing room. So we can't let this slide. This is related to both the dressing room and the Pilton's murder.
Take that!
There's a very close connection to this in the dressing room. It's not the hot dogs. Oh. Is it the fact that this was also in there?
Take that!
The pushcart that was used into the body was right in the dressing room. During the show, the pushcart waited its turn to be pushed on stage in the dressing room. Oh, the body was there the entire time. That's so fucked up. And it was finally pushed there, along with the Iron Infant in the last scene of the show. And then, right after the show ended, he went into the office along with the Steel Samurai. Which means that the only time the killer could have placed the body inside the pushcart was when the pushcart was in the dressing room backstage. So basically, the killer has to be someone who visited the dressing room during the show. Precisely. Ugh. Oh, but wait, what if, this is just a what if, what if the murder took place right in the dressing room, What do you mean, Kara? To admit, she brings up a valid possibility. During the show, the dressing room was supposed to be devoid of people. Slipping undetected into a private dressing room then would be simple as pie. The killer must have come up with the idea to move the body with the pushcart then too. Correct, thus making the theater dressing room the ideal location for the murder maniac coaching. Curious, Alba, during the show, you went down to the dressing room. And I want to know why. Yes. Yes, I was there. I went into the dressing room. I knew it. Listen, you're under arrest right now, pal. You got that? Arrest. Not so fast. What is it now? Don't I deserve a chance to explain myself? Explain? What is there to explain? I told you earlier I went to the bathroom. Well, I got lost when I did. I wanted to ask for directions, but when I opened the dressing room door, no one was inside. That's when I saw the name of the move on the whiteboard. You punk! I'm trying to get out of this. Do you really think you can get away with this at this point? Mr. Edgeworth, isn't there anything you can do to stop him? Ugh. I don't have enough evidence to do anything. I'll have the airtight evidence I need to put this man away for good. Well, that's what's needed, then perhaps. Agent Lang, I believe that investigation in the dressing room is in question as in order. It's possible we may find new evidence there. Yeah, if Mr. Torres looks around there, I'm sure we'll find new tracks, pal. Ooh, if I use little thief, I learn something about recreation. We don't need to do any of that. What? Wolfie? How could you? I'm not saying this to be mean. It's just that we've already searched there. My men are really something else. And they found nothing. There's only one thing I can say to you, insist, and it's that they found nothing. That's it. I guess you're right. If they found something, they would have reported it to us. They couldn't find anything because there was nothing to find. No Filipino thief. I can't do much to help either. We're through the end. The magic place in this theater, it's now protected under extraterrestrial rights, and the fact that it was Mr. Alba himself who committed the murder. If I can't prove both statements to be true, Mr. Alba walks away a free man. No other course of action left to us. It would appear that your hand of cards has turned out to be a bust. If you excuse me, as all you people, I missed my flight. I must make haste arrange for a new one. Who was it this time? What are they, whippersnappers? First learning that you. What's with that scary mobster-like scowl on your face, Edgy-Poo? Don't you look some kind of Miss Nuisance? I didn't mean to say this, but all of you keep talking about things I don't get at all. You leaving this old lady in the sad, depressing, lonely dust I'm about to cry in. What did you get to speak from in this instant? Do you know, Edgy-Poo? Cheer up! I'm about to give you the most wonderful thing. most wonderful thing from you. It's so super special that I couldn't give it away to just anyone, you know? For my special personal love of my sweet edgy poo, you ready? It's this! It's a box of those samurai dogs, right? Yeah, sausage edgy poo. Go on and eat one and you feel right as rain. Sweet Lou here. Why did everyone get so quiet all of a sudden? Edgy poo, how do you understand the depth of this lady's love for you? No one hand out snacks willy-nilly, you know. No, sir. The thought occurred to me that maybe it was gonna be good. Mr. Edgeworth, did you do anything about her? There's no power on earth that can force that woman into silence. But I'm sick and tired of it. All people do is look me down on me. Even the box of samurai dogs played me for a fool. It had a special design on its fan, like Japanese flag, so I thought it was special. When I ate one, it just looked like the rest. Ooh, it made me so mad. Wait, a special box of the Hinamaru family came on it. I've never heard of such a piece of merchandise existing before. However, there it is. The red sun on this fan fills in. Is it possible? Could it be? After the show, the samurai dogs were piled up on the dressing room floor. However, there's such thing as a Hinamaru dog. There's contradiction of facts between something that shouldn't exist and yet does. The rays from this red sun may just mean we need to point out this in the right direction. Present, the city of Bigwood expected told us to play delivery boys. We were supposed to hand the dogs off to the embassy people and tell them hi. I had to pile them onto the pushcart just to move out. You understand what this means, correct? You killed a Chikojin. Ooh, and then you forced to move the body for you. It's time to finally piece this final piece of logic puzzle together. No matter how fragile or small the connections may be, once we found them all, the truth will be revealed. Alright. In place of an actual ad break, I'm gonna snooze the ads, and I'm gonna be right back. I return. Keller used the pushcart to enter the body, which means that they first had to remove the samurai dogs from within first. Therefore, the samurai dogs are put up on the dressing room floor. Somebody taken out of the pushcart by killer. The fact which not exist is the box of samurai dogs with a Hinomaru on it. This red sun was filled in when the killer was busy removing the samurai dogs from the pushcart. There is proof that the murder took place in the dressing room. As long as this red sun something turned out to be what they believe it to be. Wendy, old bag. I thank you. What you have given to me is truly something very special. Edgy Poo? Mr. Edgeworth, are you sure you're feeling okay, sir? Mr. Albert. As I suspected, you killed Mr. Cutchins in the dressing room. How many times let's repeat yourself? Haven't you figured it out yet? Your words are meaningless, worthless, and powerless. The only way I'm going to continue to cooperate is some definitive evidence. That arrogance, that self-confidence. You must believe that you erase every piece of evidence that incriminate you. However, there remains one piece here, and that'll go away for good. Ha! You're bluffing. Oh-ho! Here, Mr. Prosecutor. Since you finally found them. You finally found the things we needed to go after this guy's jugular. So tell us, what about that box of samurai dogs that's going to put the old man away? The trace evidence that will bring him down. Why, it's here, of course. This box of samurai dogs with a Hinomaru on it should have never existed. So I want you to take a good look at this red spot. It's a single drop of blood. Huh? What? Blood, you say? Agent Wingling, this is blood analyzed post-haste. You got a hit. I'm surprised. I think we found out blood in a place like this. Hey you, get this down to the lab, pronto. But why's there blood in the box to begin with? If you think about the flow of the crime, I don't think there's a reason to become obvious. Blair, you said you transported the samurai dogs to the pushback, right? Yeah. You're great memory, Edgy. The pushback was a bit too big for my son, you know what I mean? To make sure everyone could see him, I had to pound some stuff in. Maybe the samurai dogs were there, so I used them to fill the car. Well, as far as it's true, then what are the boxes doing on the floor? I see. The body took them out in order to place the body in the pushcart. Exactly. And that is why we went up in the decent blood on the way on the box. But when my men visited the room, not a single box of samurai dogs was in there. Because embassy staff members had already confiscated them. Yes. Not enough to hide the evidence for the murder. It's a good thing Miss Oldbag managed to steal one that actually got them, huh? Doesn't Miss Oldbag manage to put this great piece to shame? What a scandalous way of putting it that. I didn't steal, I received for myself. Christopher Alba, I'd say this is one very fatal oversight on your part. Why are you laughing? Sorry to rain on your beloved best, however. How can you be so self-confident in no-win situation like this? How can you be so confident in a no-win situation like crime like this? You know that blood turns out to be belonging to Mr. Cochin, then what? So much wayward. Sounds like he's not ready to call it quits yet, huh? Some piece of evidence that was left at the scene of the crime. I don't want to shed light on any fact. At the very least, we now have proof that the murder occurred in the dressing room. And you still like it means something. Huh? Excuse me, sirs. Report. What were those words of the analysis? Sir, the analysis came back and confirmed that the red substance is blood. I knew it. With this, Christmas Alba... Mr. Edgeworth, I wonder if you might humor my question. Your question? The one that won't worry, forgotten. Even if it is Mr. Cutton's blood, what difference would that make? Like we already told you, it proves that the crime scene was in the dressing room. But it doesn't prove that I'm your killer, does it? These are very good points. The blood in that box doesn't prove that Mr. Alba is the killer. Then, this evidence is meaningless. That can't be. We were so close, sir. I want to smack that smoke look off his face. Come on, there's gotta be something we can do. We finally found a solid piece of evidence. Must be something we can dispose of it. I can't think of a single thing. Who was that? It's too late. I won't allow me to stop you now. It wasn't me, pal. It wasn't me this time either. It was me. Why did you? Because I haven't finished reporting everything to you, sir, yet. There's more. But hurry up and spit it out. Yes, sir. What I mentioned. It's not of the same blood as Vincent's blood. What? No. What? What? What do you mean it's not of the same type? It's not the victim's blood. It isn't his. Then who the hell is it? I don't know, sir. All I know is it's not the same blood that was the victim, sir. What should we do now, Mr. Edgeworth? I have no idea what's what anymore. Neither do I. My, what an amusing turn of events. That blood drop presumes something to be true outright. Namely, my words. Which one of your words would that be? The ones where I said that your words are meaningless, worthless, and powerless. That blood has nothing to do with the murder investigation whatsoever. Need to remind you that the blood got into the box long before I entered my embassy. It was a bit of nonsense. Yeah, it's blood, pal. So no way it's not related to the murder. So you'd like to believe. What if someone had turned the summer dogs head of the small nobles? What that? Guess it's possible. Damn it. We're wasting our time on a red herring? The blood doesn't belong to anyone connected to the case. That should be cool enough. Quizzers app. You bastard. Also, Ivy has enough power into that. Silence. Don't ever address me for such a filthy word again. I wasted enough time here with you. Give me an answer, so now let me through. Alba, doesn't matter where you run up to, you'll never escape me. Someday I'll have the satisfaction of sinking my fins into you, you'll see. And all of Interpol will be behind me, working to see that day comes. Why are you green? Yeah. Do you know what your words sound like to me? They sound like the whinings of a pathetic loser of a mutt. Is really the extent of all we can do? Is the blood really from something way into the case? Or there's another possibility. Someone other than the victim. Turn my thigh back into the corner. His eye goes back into one. Situation like this. What would that man do? He would bluff. What would he, who can turn industrial reputation around, do? Turn it around. That's it. I must turn my way of thinking around. It's not whose blood this is. It's whose blood can get on the box like this. I think it that way. Like, the blood got into the box when the body was being placed into the pushcart. The owner of the blood was really addressing him at the time. And there's only one person that could be. Well, I must praise you for trying so hard. That's because of you kids that I was moved from my center stage. You see the Monster Hunter Story 3 trailer? No, I've been busy streaming. And I'll be forced to live out the rest of my life in the shadows, unfortunately. But it's not a total loss, as the underworld will allow me to have more freedom than you'll ever know. Freedom like the raven feels when it flies through the dark night sky. You can't lay a finger on me, not now or ever. The honorable law is powerless before me. Powerless, is it? I wouldn't be so sure of that if I were you. What do you mean? That Capcom can come an email? I only cared about two things about it anyways. Monster Hunter and Mega Man. Want me to describe you in one word? Pitiful. Pitiful? How so? Christopher Saba, your wings were clipped ever long ago. And for someone who's trying to fly away on them without noticing the fact, pitiful is a perfect word to describe you. Mere words. What do you mean by those wings are clipped, Mr. Edgeworth? Just what do you think it means, Kay? We already caught him in our trap a while back. With an incredibly powerful definitive piece of evidence. Hey, urgent prosecutor, care to speak in English? What are you talking about? What piece of evidence? And the piece I speak of is this drop of blood. But we know it's not from the victim. I don't see how it remains relevant to the case at all. It's fun karma. I believe that is exactly why it's very important to the case. And the part that is the most important is that it's not the victim's blood. You're looking a little pale. Good. And I believe you already know what I mean. And you whose blood it belongs to? Of course I do. This piece of evidence is irrefutable proof that it will stop the killer in its tracks. The blood that sold this box of samurai belongs to this person.
Take that!
the blood of the red sun on this box belongs to you, Quisris Alba. What? What? Why is his blood on the box of Samurai Dogs? He's not even a victim. The blood fell on the box when Mr. Coton's body was being loaded into the wish cart. At the time, he only two people in the direction of a victim and his killer. So that's what you mean. The blood doesn't belong to the victim. There's only one person it can belong to. Yes, and that person is the murderer itself. That's the only logical conclusion. Mr. Coton was the one who was stabbed, sir. While Mr. Alba had the one who was being bleeded. What if during the murder, Mr. Coton had fought back? You mean before Mr. Alba could kill him, Mr. Coton managed to wound Mr. Alba? Yes. And I believe we have a piece of evidence that proves that he was bleeding them.
Take that!
Mr. Alba, you bear on your body a great wound. That was from one domestic attack with a pair of scissors. Yeah, and that happened way after he was in the dressing room. But that's really what happened. You can manufacture a wound opened by smearing glue on it, so I just can't accept that as a fact. So we try to test Mr. Alba and see if the shape of your wound matches the scissors.
Objection!
You really are something else, Mr. Edgeworth. You don't let a single thing slip you by, no matter how insignificant the possibility. You want to talk, Mr. Alba. You've managed to give the law slip for 10 years as the smuggling rings leader. No matter how the danger, you can hide every little sense of fear and anxiety from everyone. You truly are a one-of-a-kind criminal.
Objection!
I'm the master of my fear. However, to think that a person such as you could miss such a large thing. You believe I've overlooked something? You said that my wound was caused by Miss Coaching. And that was caused here in one of the theater's dressing rooms, right? Yes, that's correct. I'd like for you to point out that it's simply not possible. My wound is a stab wound, and one that can only come from a blade. Where do you suppose that such a one came from? The Peter's practice security guards. Would have been impossible for anyone to come into an area with a weapon of any sort. Just as Mr. Alba was able to bring a Bahasti knife and a buquet, there must be something on the way to sneak in a weapon of some sort. But as long as you can't prove the way it is, all your talk about Mr. Coach's stabbing is pure nonsense. So if that other way does exist, better hurry and show me now. With pleasure. Wait, what? This piece of evidence shows us how Mr. Coaching brought a weapon to the theater.
Take that!
Among law enforcement, this piece is known as Augustus' key. That's key! That's the key that my father stole from here 7 years ago. It is very unique in that it is both a key and a knife. Meaning that under the guise of a key, it could have easily been brought into the theater. You couldn't dispose of the knife that stabbed you. Therefore, you wiped out the blood and placed it in back Mr. Coach's pocket. After all, the key itself opens up the safe of his office. And inside that safe, there's a document about the coding and paper signed by Mr. Cochin. In order to make it look like Mr. Cochin died as the leader of the smuggling ring, you had to make it look the place where the ones who opened that office safe. All that hard work to save yourself only started to destroy you in the end. Shall we try matching this nice play of your wound, Mr. Kishisawa? And that is what some may call the coup de grace. Impossible. You can't take me down. Swine, all of you. Especially Manny Cochin. This all because of that man's betrayal. He sought to still control the smuggling ring from me by removing his ambassador. Which is why he deserved to die while bearing the guilt for all my crimes for me. That is why I sent to get Augustus' card and how the incident was born. Manny was supposed to be the smuggling ring's leader, who was supposed to kill the Yatagrasu. But I had another reason. Yet another story that was supposed to play out. Manny's supposed to bring everything out to a close. And I wouldn't have got away for it if it wasn't for your meddling prosecutors. Mr. Alba, I'm afraid there's one more question you forgot to ask. This country, or Albast's, which country's court would you like to face first? Either way, it's game over for you. Phew! This is it, the big day. Mr. Alba's trial today. The next week, he's scheduled to stand trial in his own country in Alabama. Francisco's heading that one. I thought she'd be serving a full course of whiplashes at it. Having to face Miss Karma and court after facing you, sir. Ugh. I don't want to think what happened, that'd be like. When it comes to Mr. Albus, he's being escorted to the courthouse. And boy, he liked about his gums, I'd do that they forget my monthly paycheck. You know, I've been thinking that the flight attendant and every even sportsman were all Mr. Alba's secret agents. Correct. That smuggling ring was the common thread between all of the incidents. Kenny knows the private airport during the smuggling ops, using your job as an attendant. Sportsmen is the manipulative trials related to the ring in their favor. Ooh. Hugo Airlines and even the prosecutor's office. No one's safe from the smuggling ring, huh, sir? Expect there are even more members of the ring spread throughout the world. Yeah, sounds like such a big op that I couldn't even begin to imagine what it's like. What is it, detective? Nothing. Just, well, come to think of it. Mr. Ernest Amano's trial is also scheduled for later today, sir. I'm aware of that. Mr. Amano has been working with the smuggling ring for now over 10 years. He used the Amano groups of various connections worldwide to assist the ring. All that's come to an end as this conglomerate is now undergoing harsh scrutiny. I owe Mr. Amano a debt of gratitude. We must pay to his debt to society. Ad break. Time to hold off. I have my dinner, so I'm going to be mute for a minute while we wait for the epic to end. Ad break over. Well, with the arrest of Mr. With Alba and Mr. Almano, I guess that might arrest the KG engine as well, huh? I suppose so. The real killer in the KG engine was 10 years ago, Mr. May Cochin. And 7 years ago, the killer in the second KG incident was Mac Morrell. Those two facts are the unshakable truth. However, it seems that there are a lot of efforts put into hiding these and other truths from us. and always close all the other trials today. You're solving cases left and right today, aren't you, sir? CC you and Dead Man. Perhaps now, these two brave souls who tried to make the truth known can rest in peace. By the way, I see some gifts from Mr. Ambassador Paulino. Shrimp, crab, beef. I don't need any of these, so I'm giving them to you. Seriously, sir. Wait, actually, I don't think I want them anymore. The way you're holding them, sometimes there's coupons, sir. Have you not read the paper recently? Ever since the two countries became caught up again, the comedy has changed. Really? Seems that Ambassador Paulino has reaped a few benefits from his own from it. He announced that as the official ambassador of newly unified Codopia. Ah, but what a pity. Even though everyone understands the treasure, you don't seem all interested. Well, if you don't want them, I can give them to my lovely assistant Kay. Wait, that's not what I said. So, Mr. Edgeworth, please let me have him, sir. Actually, come to think of it, where is Kay? How come she's not here? Hey, you gotta be more alert than that. Can't believe you didn't notice. I was even mimicking Mr. Edgeworth's voice for a bit. Totally didn't notice you or realize that the voice was you. Lang Z says, ferocious love blooms with each new spring. When did you get in here? Pleasant surprised to see you here. It's been a long time since I said I went to her house, but I wasn't gonna miss. Watching the guy who screwed up my country finally give us a commandant. Well, that's something else. I want to see you in action in court. Is that so, Agent Lang? We flush out all the country counterfeit bills. So things out is finally a piece of it. And it's all thanks to you. So I just want to say, thanks. Wow. Never thought I could see the day old Wolfie sings like Mr. Edgeworth. I should be the one thanking you, Agent Lang. If you hadn't negated Mr. Alba's extraterrestrial rights, I would not have been able to bring the trial. I think the victory belongs to both of us in this case. A shared victory, huh? Look, don't get me wrong. I'll still never forgive you, prosecutors. I have zero interest in that truth thing you talk about in court. Always something my own way. That's not about to change, you got that? I see. Well, I believe you should follow your own creed when you do your job. Yeah. And there's ever something in the precious truth can't catch. You're free to sit around and cry about it all you want. But as for me, I'm gonna get that person no matter what. Alright, so that's time for the clip shot. I'll see you later. I'll be watching your performance in the gallery. I'm looking forward to this. I prepared a whole ton of ticker tape for today's victory, sir. I love how it's canon that he's the confetti guy, and I'll help throw something around when Mr. Edgeworth wins. Hope you've got enough, because I'm gonna call my man out well. A modest amount of ticker tape goes a long way. Scene shifts to the courtroom, and the final act of this long tale begins. The legend of the great thief Yadagrasu. It's the story of those who chose to dedicate their lives to the pursuit of the truth. Prosecutors are those who seek a guilty verdict for the defendant's lenient. And to that end, you have to no truth to blame by any means necessary. Like this form must be when I was very young. However, I no longer think that's all we prosecutors are. That is because even though I've only been away from the courtroom for a short time, I feel as though it's been a lifetime since I've stepped foot in one. Today, more than any day, I feel the fight within me rising. Hell yeah. I really missed Edgeworth's death for the other day. Thanks to him, I'm still free to serve in the friendly blue skies. Also, about my suitcases. I've been selling them on the internet, and they've become a real sensation. Thanks for the praise the art world has lavished on my work as being truly postmodern. The airline has chosen me to design their new line of Go You Jumbo Guts. Just think, someday you'll be able to take a ride in my pink-walled, yellow-seated jet. Good for her? Edgeworth? Oh, that rudeness of a rude man. Because of him, my time and money is wasted. More importantly here, I have received the most protective treasure recently. The promise to achieve the principality of Godofia. It weighs a bit light in my hands, but the ambassador Polina was most generous. Oh, bro, he got the fake. We finally caught Agent Hicks' killer, and I was able to witness Miss Albus Terry's eyes. It feels good to finally bring everything to a close. I received another offer from Interpol to work another case in cooperation with them. However, the Kodovian court awaits. Kodofia's air is supposed to be very fresh. I might wish to find new vigor there. This little patrolman has been fired as well today, sir. Oh boy. Thought I was safe when we found the gun I had dropped. But I hadn't noticed that I dropped my police badge too. Guess I really broke the camel's back because I couldn't find my badge. I left this light and tripped into a dark black hole, sir. I think I'll go to the courthouse and file a complaint with Ruffles Man. This was a really good game. I liked having the think like I used to. And I liked being on the other side of the cases. Finding the suspect. I was just hoping to talk to Miss Edgeworth a bit more than I did. But I've got to get going and return to Europe. Still got a long way to go and a lot of stuff to study there. Next time I have Miss Edgeworth on my case, I'm gonna do it as a real forensic scientist. That's the reason I need all the help I can give him, scientifically. Don't you dare show me her. Oh, this lady. Because the kidnapping was staged, I was let off easier. But I won't be going outside much anytime soon. That's really okay. Only prison I'm forever trapped in is the cage of love. The guard down at the detention center, well, when he's on guard duty, he's such a cold look in his eyes, just like that prosecutor. Oh, Lord. Stop it, Lauren. Will you ever learn to stop being such a prisoner of love? Freak. Damn! Here's all sorts of drama that takes place outside the courtroom. Since we judges are here day in, day out, I've only heard a few rumors, but apparently Mr. Edgeworth teamed up with a thief and became a detective. Maybe I should team up with a bailiff and try to become a lawyer or something. Maggie? Ooh, I barely escaped death yet again. Yeah, but boy, were we lucky to have Mr. Edgeworth help us out, huh? Yeah, because I lost the key, I got fired from my security guard job. Don't let it get you down, Maggie. You still got me. You're right, sir. I won't be sad. I'll pick myself and get through this. I wonder what my next job could be. Ooh, this is something kind of fun. Good for her. Good for them. Why not come to Kodopia for your summer vacation? We have coupons aplenty. Right now, our embassy is proud to present our Let's Investigate a Murder show. Although recreating that particular case has created a small fires of his own. We made a few problems with the fire marshals. A nice event will be great. It will be an attraction entitled Capture the Yatagarasu. Well, of course, I hope to enlist Kate's help in the grading our latest collection. She'd probably do it, too. Get this fucker off my screen. I can't believe that Mindy ditched me and went to Japan. But it's okay, because that's how I met Mahara. We're planning to go to Paris soon and start a business. We're gonna sell Blue Ocean dogs. Those sell like hot dogs. Hot cake hot dogs for sure. Blue hot dog and a blue bun. I guarantee it'll turn your tongue and your face blue. I know I'm really the type to work a lot, or at all really, but... Also, I noticed I really haven't seen the guy in the blue suit at all recently. Your best friend? I wonder what's up. Oh, last time we can meet one of my dogs. Wangzi? Oh, bad. I get this money in court today. As a member of the Yatagarasu. Yeah, Mr. Bad, you look well, all things considered. By the way, have you noticed that the elements within the ring have begun moving? They're probably fighting over who should succeed, over who should be the next boss. Although, to be honest, I wish I could forget I'd ever heard of that smuggling ring. Like Z says, literally bite the poisonous snake from head to tail. No one runs afoul of the law and escapes this wolf's fangs. I'll get you all yet. Ah, youth. When did I become so old, I wonder? You're 62. I've begun noticing the gray hairs in my beard more. Thinking of retiring my mirror. Do not show me her. Do not. That was the Pink Princess and the Pink Badger all in the span of 2 days. Talk about busy. But it's alright, because I got a letter from my beloved Digifu. Please take care of your hip, and when you wish to speak, first take off your headpiece. What do you mean by the last statement? Yep, okay. Whoop! It's so much better now that the trial is over. As always, your legal powers is top-notch, sir. Yeah, nothing beats the look on Mr. Alba's face when you revealed the ring's secrets. I was amazed. You look like a totally different person when you stepped in the courtroom. Sure, Edgeworth is 10 times better appears in court. Based on the information Mr. Alba offered up, they've begun large-scale operations. They clean up the rest of the ring, which I'm happy to lead to Francisco and Agent Lang. So what are your plans now, okay? Oh, well, they're taking care of the creep who killed my father, so I'm not sure. Hey, now. Maybe I just keep on being Mr. Edgeworth's assistant. Trying to steal my job, pal? Just kidding, just kidding. You can't steal something so important, do you get me? Phew, what a relief. Okay. Yes? Even after all that's happened, are you still planning to become a great thief? Of course. But I don't want to turn into the noble Yatagarasu. So I want to hold off on doing anything until I make a tight 3-person team on my own. 3-person team? A 3-person team of young beauties the same age as me, if you're possible. With that criteria, I highly doubt you find the 2 other people you need. My father chose to fight for the truth. I think it's so noble about him. So you see, Mr. Edgeworth? The only thing I will ever steal are the truths that will be hidden away. I'm gonna work extra hard to make a world where Yatagarasu isn't needed. Let's both try for such a future. Well, it's time for me to get going. I see. Okay. Keep your chin up and stay strong, okay? And don't be a stranger. Don't worry, I'll be back. I'll be sure to break the lock on the window and sneak in. If you could, I'd appreciate if you came through the front building's front door. It's okay, Mr. Edgeworth. The lock on my window at home has been broken forever. Oh, one last thing before I go. Let's get a group picture, just the 3 of us. Yeah, committed the quota. Every big case has to end with one. No. Hey, why not? Don't tell me you're camera shy, Edgeworth. Of course not, detective. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth. Taking this picture now. Hey, come on back here. Mr. Edgeworth, you can't run from this, sir. Hey, stop the gum shoe. Stop that. I can't be seen doing that. Okay, I'm totally taking it now. Say cheese. And thus, the long tale of the cage incident came to a close. It saw the demise of a smuggling ring, and the birth of a little great thief. But there is a little time to rest and relax, for I am eager to tackle the investigation into a new case. The reason for my eagerness is my want to pursue the truth, and my want to believe in the strength of those who use the power of the law for good. As someone who has chosen to live my life as a prosecutor, that is my new creed. Good photo. Turnabout ablaze. Alright. The next time I play, it'll be Prosecutor's Gambit. Thank you all for watching. Alright. I will not be rating into anybody. So, but thank you all for being here. Well, so tomorrow I'll be playing Mega Man Battle Network. But I hope everyone has a good day, whether they were watching this or watching it live. Alright. Have a good one. See you next time.